My boy,
How you doing? How's everything been?
Jonathan. How's everything, brother?
I feel like it's been ages since I've talked to you, man.
Weird. I don't know why I'm like these weekends just keep getting or weeks just keep getting longer,
Keep getting
brother.
longer, but then at the same time, it all still feels like it's just, zipping by. It's crazy.
Hell yeah,
Hey
bro. I'm over
guys,
here
how are you,
just
man?
chilling.
Hi, Noyan. Hi, Melody.
What's up, Nyan?
Oh, all good, bro. How are you?
Weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. So, bit of a crazy week with everything. I mean, I hope everything is going all right. Yeah, weekly meeting time. So, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
we'll just
I'm about to yell at everybody in Discord to get in here.
yeah, we'll just wait a few minutes for everyone that wants to come
Gotta
in.
open it up.
Yeah, hopefully we get some people, and if not, I mean, I'll just start yapping about like account creation or something, expansion. Theo, I looked at Discord actually. I saw some of your updates.
Uh-huh.
I believe you hit like the 10 to 15 a day sale threshold. Is that
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, this is go, and I'm only at 5.9K listings, bro. I just started product substitution like crazy. I was like, you know what? So
yeah.
I'm like at like I'd say I'm like probably in like the 75 to like 200 items that are product substitution, and I'm like instantly one of them that I posted is like it's doing higher numbers than all of my other items, and I'm like, holy shit.
You
I'm like, it actually works, you know.
you are so you finally got on that. You're witnessing the power if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, and then I'm like, I posted a few other items of my so like I've been telling people, I'm like, yo, go in and your most viewed items or your most watched items, I'm like, those are your high,
Yeah,
your big niches. I'm like, bulk list and two, like that's the key. I'm like, you got a bulk list for like a week or two to figure out even what sells, you know what I mean? Like steal from a bunch of different people, bulk lists, you know what I mean? And then go in and figure out what's selling and then just like
exactly.
copy and
And
paste that pretty much. And it's just
I
like, you
I,
know.
I honestly feel like the best strategy is to do a little bit of both. And I mean, I just want to ask you, like, do you kind
Yeah,
of have
yeah,
this, probably have this
100% both.
feeling, right, as you've evolved with the software that like, do you feel like you can control your sales? Like
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
get
it's
so
weird. It's
many,
like
you could get,
I
yeah,
can tweak them to what I want them to now, and I'm like, all right, I know if I get like especially if I throw a little any type of discount in right now,
yeah,
like I have so many people watching and so many items in carts that it's like if I even did like any type of sale, like I would probably get like at least 40 orders in a day, and I'm like,
like you could get so many. And this is like a legitimate concern. You could get so many, you would get MC11 tomorrow. So you just got to
that's
be,
what I'm like, yo, I'm like, I'm just going
you
slow.
just
I'm like, I don't even know if I'll ever do a discount or any coupon. Like, it's just working right now. Like,
yeah,
I only
you
do ad
just
rate, like
and
130% markup, and
and that's
13%
actually
ad
like
rate.
you
Like,
just
no coupon, no discount, no sales, no
yeah.
nothing. And it works. So,
And I just gotta say, like, you just gotta stay careful with it because if you do too much too quick, you know what happens to people. So it's good you waited though, right? You waited, you already have some history, so you have a bit more leniency versus someone with a brand new account. So and I believe you said you only how many have you done? Like you said like a couple hundred substitutions? Or like
yeah, probably like, like
yeah.
75 to, because like I said, I just kept going in manually and I'm like looking at everything that's like views, watchers, anything with more than like 50 to 100 views. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste these items pretty much. And
Yeah.
it's like I would post them and then like it was crazy because it was like the next day or like literally like 2 3 days later, it's like I'm looking at items that have been up for a month or two that have like 9 watchers, at the top of my list, just get completely passed by items that I posted like 3 days ago. And I'm like, bro, this one of them has like 15 watchers and like, only like 100, like maybe like I don't know, like less than 100 views. I'm like, bro, that's like the highest I've ever seen so far.
That's awesome. I mean, is there anything like special you're doing with the product substitution to kind of give it some extra juice, or are you just sort of doing the standard method where you're looking at like
No, I'm just going on Amazon. I don't even do the sell similar button. I just post it, and then like I think just because of the ad rate, like I don't know, like they just push. Maybe they're just pushing my items. Like so, I don't know if this is bad or not too. But they started like I opted in for international shipping, and I've just been
yeah,
getting like. I've been getting like I got like pre-orders to the UK like recently, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
yeah,
eBay randomly gave me those. Like I did not have those. a week ago because because my views today in the past week absolutely skyrocketed, bro. I'm at like 1,000 views right now. Like
Yeah, wow.
listing views for today. Meanwhile, I was at like 400 yesterday, or like, you know what I mean, 500 yesterday. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but eBay just started absolutely like once I hit like 99.4% positive feedback. Because, like I said, I'm at like 280 something, or 290 something items sold, almost closing to 300, and I have like 150 plus positive feedback. So it's like I have more than half that rate
Yeah.
of feedback, people leaving feedback. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's great. So I mean, as always, man, I'm really great. I feel great that you started applying substitution, just kind of like supercharge everything. And I mean, anything new you've learned recently, or any questions you sort of have been thinking about, or is it just
No,
something?
everything's been good, man. Like honestly, like the eBay account's going good, the Amazon process is going good. I haven't got like any canceled orders, anything sketchy. Like I listened to what you said, where it's like if Amazon's even really asking for a phone number, just keep resetting it and
Yeah,
stuff, and it'll
it
just
worked.
it'll eventually go away. And I was like, that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good. So you've made some new Amazons then, right? How many are you at?
I'm at like 3 right now.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
no,
I once I was at 2 and I'm like, okay, like I feel that little like not like I want to say nervousness, but it's like you get the jitters. You're like, I gotta make another Amazon
oh
account.
yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh
Because
yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
you could
100%
see
get
that
you.
your sales could all of a sudden just absolutely go crazy. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I was to introduce sales right now or any type of discount, I already know I would get a bunch of orders. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like I would want like at least another Amazon account if I was to do that.
And if you choose to kind of continue that scaling process, that's kind of what it's going to be, a little bit of anxiety and just kind of like having to do like a consistent input process every
Yeah,
single.
I think R had said it. Somebody named R in like the Discord group. They're like, yeah, like they're kind of just starting off still at low markup, and they did like a crazy sale, like going negative on some of the orders. But they were like, bro, all of a sudden I think they only have like one or two Amazon accounts, and they instantly like jumped to like 40 sales in a day. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't hit that yet, and I'm thankful. You know what I mean? Slow and
Yeah.
steady
It's
wins
a,
the race. Like I'd rather sit and study everything than
that's definitely the best way to
get burned
because
in the long run. You
in
know
the
what I
long run, again, it's still not a lot of time. What is it, like 3, 6 months, and you're already like here. So I don't think there's any need to rush
mean?
to be here for the long game. So Jennifer asked like what your ad rate is. It's like what ad rate has been cooking for you?
So my whole thing is, so I've been telling a lot of people, so the suggested ad rate on eBay is 12%. And anything around that, like, you know what I mean? Anything around that, higher than that, a little bit under that, you're gonna be like towards the top of eBay, you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
like right now, like if I go and search most of my items, like I'm pretty much one to maybe number five on the list, depending on the category. Like some
No.
people will promote really high, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yo, Boss Man T, you got a blunt on him?
Nah, I'm rolling up a little
Yo, bro, got that eBay, got that smoky. Oh shit, bro. Bro, vibing on Saturday, dog.
oh
Okay.
hell yeah. I got the weed pen. I'm over here chilling.
Bro, living the fucking
So,
life, dog.
so Theo, you like to stick right around that 12, 11%, if I'm getting
Yeah,
that.
so it's like right now I'm at 13%, but it's like I said, I'm at 130% markup and 13% ad rate, no sales, no discounts, no coupons. But
Okay.
you can jump, you know what I mean? You could push that shit as hard as you want. Like if I was to go to 150% markup,
Yeah.
I would do 15% ad rate. You know what I mean? If I was to do 200% markup, I would do 20% ad rate because eBay's gonna be like, holy shit, we're gonna push this guy as hard as we possibly can because we're getting paid more.
Wow. Yeah, no. So like
If that makes sense.
you would adjust it based on your market
Mhm.
percentage. So if you ever
If
chose
I
to
was to
go
go
higher,
300% markup, I'd do 30% ad rate. And eBay would still push my items to first place because, like I said, they want that money. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're like, bro, we're seeing like they'll be seeing like almost like think about it. Like if whatever you're getting paid, eBay's pretty much getting paid the same amount, and it's just like they're like, okay, we don't
Yeah.
mind that.
Yeah. So I mean, just to kind of
So it's like I'm still making pretty much 25% on each item, you know,
yeah. No, I mean, so I like that because you're not kind of
25% profit.
you're adjusting it. And to answer kind of like Jessica's question, I do also kind of stick around 5%. I don't know, that's just kind of what most people sort of do. But what we're kind of learning here is you can adjust it like another variable. Now, the drawback for the increased exposure is that you're going to have to, give a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
more
like I gotta pay a
to
little bit more in
yeah.
the the ad rates and stuff, but it's like I expect that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm
But
expecting that,
but
and it's like if I was to go even higher, I would mark up another probably like I don't know,
yeah.
5% and do like a 5% sale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
Like
so like if you can counteract it with your markup percentage, kind of, work out that amount, then
mhm.
it can just be another tool to get more sales, right? You might make a little bit less profit, but in a lot of cases, it seems like it can just push out and get you a lot more momentum on eBay. So
Yeah. That's
it's
what I'm
up to
saying. It's like I said, they're pushing, like I started listing manually and started with the free store and tested everything out at
yeah,
firsthand. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how are people selling items so cheap and this, it's still working for them. So I instantly, as soon as I unlocked promotions, I instantly started with 234 active listings. I was averaging 2 sales plus daily, 2 to 5 sales
yeah.
daily with
eBay,
234 active listings. So it's like, I just see that as like, as soon as I saw that, and then I found ecom, and then found, I started with TrackerBot, just TrackerBot, and then I was like, I found ecom, and I was like, I told Roop, I was like, I want to test this theory with 10,000 items. As soon as I told Roop, instantly he tested the theory. He did 240% markup, a 40% coupon. He was like, yeah, the items still sell. Like, you know what I mean? He's still at that's still
mhm.
160% markup overall.
Yeah.
And then Caleb, obviously, we talked about. I asked Caleb every week that I'm in this meeting, and every time I see him, because I don't care, I have to ask. Like it's in my blood, because I'm like, no, like he's at 250% markup. He does like a 55 to 65% sales like discount event or whatever, and it still works. And he had to move his markup to 350% just because of the fact that he got like 60 sales in one day, because he did like extra 10% or something, and he was like, whoa, like I can't handle this many sales, and had to.
And like kind of the point I want to highlight here is like there's so much flexibility for us
Yeah, there's so many different things that he
to
could do, and it's like, so
to
it's
go
like
up.
how he's playing with the sales,
Yeah.
sales and the discount. I'm playing with the ad rate, because, like I said, if eBay gets paid more, I don't see why they wouldn't push you to
Yeah.
the absolute limits. But
And at scale,
for
these are
for
all
newer accounts, I do not recommend it, because, like I said, you might get too much traction, and eBay might flag your account automatically, because they're gonna be like, "Yo, he's making too much revenue." You know what I mean?
yeah,
It
yeah,
might
yeah,
get
yeah.
might get you a little hot, kind of thing.
Yeah. But like at scale, like it's all factors that we can manipulate. So I always thought that was so fascinating. So no, I mean it's great to see that you're doing well. I mean, if you don't have any other like questions, I'm gonna jump to some people that,
No, go
meeting
to one
soon.
of the new guys. I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, yeah, I mean, feel free to chime in because obviously your input is
Yeah.
very valuable at this point, man. I mean, you're doing great. So let me go to Zoom user. Are you here right now?
Yeah, so I've been talking to some people on the forums, and I've seen some eBay accounts that are pretty impressive. Like, people
Yeah.
gotten sales up to like, I don't know, 90,000 or something like that over the past 90, 30 days or something like that. So I've actually got a couple of statistics I could drop into the chat. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
these are my two eBay accounts. So
Yeah.
that's one. Here's the other one. So with these, I was wondering, like, if I wanted to get these up, say I'd like to get sales up to like, like $8,000 a month or something like that
Yeah.
with both accounts. So like what sort of strategy should I implement there? I think you can see sales and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
impressions and stuff. So, and what I'm doing is I'm following the basic strategy, like, sniping and bulk listing. I do work full time, so it's like, I'm able to snipe maybe 10 items a day and do some product substitution. But like, how much of that would I actually need to do to hit like, 8K in sales per month
No,
from
it's
each account?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, the first thing I was gonna ask was your listing strategy. So how many items are you specifically listing a day, and then what's your breakdown? Because you told me the two things you're doing, right? You said
Okay, yeah. So I'll bulk list about 100 items a day.
yeah, 100 items a
And
day.
that just comes through, doing competitor research basically.
Yep.
And then I try to snipe 10 items a day. I don't know if I always get that many, but I'm wondering, is that just like way too low? Do I need to spend like way more time with it if I actually wanted to
No,
hit
no,
like,
no, no. That's actually what I sort of did when I started out. And I guess my second kind of question was, I see you have about 3,500 listings on both your accounts. I mean, the
Mhm.
first thing I would do is just kind of push your account up to that 10K mark. I'm assuming you're on the premium plan. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think the first thing you can do is just push up to 10K. If you're pruning, do you do that at all?
I prune pretty aggressively. Like
Yeah.
I'm pruning out like 30 days.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah.
No, keep pruning, and then I would list a little bit more to try and overcome it to push your numbers up.
Okay.
And you're going to be doing two things. You're going to be increasing your sell-through rate because you're pruning, which is beautiful, right? A larger proportion of your items have sold, right? eBay loves that. But then number two, you're just going to be pushing your account up and using bulk theory to, get more sales by having more items available. So I think the pruning strat is great. I think you have pretty warmed up accounts. I think you can push up closer to 200 listings a day, 150 to 200, and then
Okay.
just do that every day consistently. Try to get up to 9, 10K listings and see where you're at. At
Yeah.
that point, yeah, I think you should be at what are you at? I mean, what are you at right now? Like 3.6. Yeah, you should be at like 6K to 7K, I think, pretty conservatively.
Yeah. So like in terms of 6K to 7K per eBay account
Per
or like
eBay account. Yeah, if you're pushing around 9K like 9K listings, you should be at around 6 to 7K a month in revenue. Yeah.
so what do you think about the sniping strategy? Like is that
Dude, the snipes are also really great. Yeah, I think 10 a day is perfectly fine. I think consistency is more important than volume. I think
okay,
doing 10 a day is huge, right? If you
okay,
want to get into substitution and learn some of that, you can, but all that does is increase your margin a little bit. I would just snipe because you don't have a lot of time, right? I would just
yeah,
snipe and I would push to 10K and then reevaluate. To me, I see an account that's not at its full potential yet. That's
mhm.
what I see, right?
So in terms of I'm sorry, were you going to say something else?
No, no, no. I think it's great you're pruning. I wish I pruned when I started earlier. I think just listing even more now items is kind of what you can do. You can list more items because you're deleting so many, right? It's
Right.
good.
So in terms of finding new products to list, I mean, I'll typically do like competitor research and like I
Yeah.
have a list of other drop shippers. Like is can you give me any advice on that, like on how to find good products to sell on Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do anything nuts. I do something pretty similar. I'll just scan a huge number of people, maybe 1,000 people, and from that list of people I'm sure you know the process, right? You just scan, you get a bunch of people on a list by like pressing the button to get them there, and then you scan. And once you have that list made up, with that, right? What you can do is you can increase your criteria. So what I like to do a lot of is find items that have sold like 20 times in the last 90 days or
Hmm.
20 times. Yeah, 20 times in the last 30 days, 10 times in the last 30 days that are at least $25. So they're like bigger items. And then from there, you can do substitution, you can snipe, you can take all that stuff and you can put it in the product hunter and bulk list those items. Right? There's a whole lot of stuff you can do and there's a lot of flexibility. But I would play around with your filters and use that as your primary lever. There are even more advanced methods to like find niches with high sell-through rates, but I don't think you need that right now. I think you just need, if you're gonna bulk list items off of the competitor tracker, I would bulk list items that like have sold a few times in the last 30 days and are over 25 bucks. But I would again push towards filling up your account with listings first, if that makes sense. Um,
Okay.
and then if you want to snipe higher quality items, just scan more people and filter out guys that have sold more items. So instead of two sold in the last 3 days, you can do four sold in the last 3 days, right? And again, if you can't find the same item, you can always try to substitute, find a cheaper item that you can list at the same price. There's a bit of
Okay.
thinking that goes on there, but it's like a muscle you can grow. And again, what I've seen with product research and listing strategies is there's as long as you follow some principles, it's really hard to go wrong with it. As long as you're just listing in niches that are selling, like your stuff is going to sell, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, appreciate it. That
Yeah.
helps.
But
Yeah.
no, I think your highest leverage arm though is to just kind of do the same thing, but get a little bit more volume and push up. Kind of get your accounts to that 10K amount.
Okay.
Yeah, right around there. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at that point. But yeah, and then you can hire things out and you can have a VA sniping for you and it's all sorts of stuff you can do. And then you can get those numbers up even more. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, we haven't spoken in a while, but you're Mr. Hot Nichols, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think I've asked you a
Yeah.
few
You're,
questions
you're
already.
Chris. You're
Yeah.
Chris. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you're doing great. Awesome job of staying consistent. And yeah, let me know how it goes. I'm always happy to help.
Yeah, we'll do. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, great, great, great.
Hey, Jonathan, yeah. So I think I messaged you about my situation, right?
Yeah, I
Like
think you did a
you?
little while ago. It was something with your
Yeah.
ID verification, right?
Yeah, well, I have 82 orders left unfilled because eBay changed my pay scheme.
Uh-oh. What did they do to you?
I was getting paid the next day after the order, and they changed it 3 days after delivery.
Did
And
that
I had
account,
just had a bunch of bills.
so you don't have the cash to fill stuff out?
Right. So right now, I basically logged out of that account and started ignoring emails. Last I checked, I had like 10 INRs.
Oh no. Well, I'm really sorry to
Yeah.
hear.
So that account's definitely going to be toast. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
I mean, is there anything you think you can do to recover it? Could you
no, because it's going to cost me over 1K and I don't have over 1K and there's no way I can get over 1K.
Yeah, I mean,
But the main
unfortunately,
thing,
yeah,
yeah,
unfortunately, it's just a really cash heavy business sometimes. So I'm really sorry about that.
well, that's okay. Because I have other methods to earn, but mainly what I'm wondering now, because I know we talked a bit about the ID and stuff.
Yeah.
First, correct me if I'm wrong. The MC99 is usually the ID verification, right?
It can be a lot of things. It can be ID
Okay.
verification.
Now, in either your experience or other people's experiences, when you get an account ban and they you have another, so basically I have another account
Yeah.
and it's been open for a little bit, not nowhere as old as the other account.
Yeah.
And I have like over 300 items on it, but I haven't really been focusing on it because I was focusing on my bigger account. And right now I'm wondering how much effort I should put into that account.
Like, so are you wondering like if it's gonna get banned if you try to scale it?
Yeah, I'm wondering if so right now I'm not banned on the other account yet. It's gonna happen. I'm
Yeah.
not banned yet.
The way to think
And
about it
I'm
is,
wondering if I keep the sales slow and under wraps if eBay typically doesn't do ID verification in that case.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I mean, the way to see it is there's a risk threshold. So if when that first account gets banned, it simply increases your risk threshold. It makes it harder for you to create a new account, and it makes it harder for you to it makes your second account more sensitive. So I mean, if I were you, I would, honestly try to find a way to see if I can fix that first account. I would kill the sales first, and I would try to see if there's anything I can do to fulfill the orders, because that's always the best way. But if
Yeah,
you're treating
unfortunately, I've already explored that option and it's not an option.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah, because there's
I
no way
mean,
those funds are going to be
if
drawn at all.
if that's something you can't do and it gets banned, then I mean anyone feel free to chime in. But in my opinion, your second account should be okay.
Is it
But
attached to your current account, Pamela?
it is,
It's
right?
on the same IP, different computer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got an
But
MC999
I
I
also
think
haven't logged into it for a while, so I could always get it on a different IP.
that might be worth it. I opened a second account which was connected to my account that had a ton of INRs, and as soon as I put my payment method in, I got an MC999.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
now on my other account, what I did actually, because Jonathan did explain to me that they still have all my old information, but I did put a different account on there. So the two accounts won't at the same time have the same account information, but at one point they would have.
yeah, so I mean any sort of linkage, right, with a banned account
Hmm.
prevents you from making new accounts with the information, right? So if that when that first account gets banned, right? If you're saying you can't recover it, right, for whatever reason, you can't make another account. But the second account you have is just on thin ice, is the way you can treat it, right? So I would just be very careful with that account. And then I would look for alternative ways to create more accounts if that's what you're interested in doing. But the way to see it is you're juggling now an increased risk threshold. Like there's just a higher chance you'll get
Okay.
at eBay. And even if you've ID verified before on that account, you'll be asked to ID verify again when you hit 5K revenue, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I did not IVD verify on
Yeah.
either account. I was never asked.
Okay, yeah. I mean, typically around the 5K threshold, they'll ask for verification. But if they didn't, that I
And
think
honestly, I'm wondering if that might save me. I don't know, but I'm
it
wondering.
could. It could. I mean, if it doesn't complete the link, I don't know that much about the back end, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
really sorry if there's no way for you to recover that first account. That would be the best case situation,
Yeah.
obviously. But the way I would see it is you're on thin ice with them with that second linked account because it's now it has an elevated risk threshold, and I wouldn't create any more accounts with the same information, right? And if you wanted to make more accounts, that's when you would consider like creating an LLC, using static IPs, or doing an agency.
Okay, now I have an LLC. Should I change the other store to that LLC or save that LLC for a new account?
In my opinion, it's already all linked. I wouldn't. I feel like
Okay,
that could
that's what I
backfire.
thought.
I feel like that could backfire. Yeah, eBay takes a lot of
Yeah.
info. If you add stuff, they have it, and if you change it, it doesn't matter. I think that's something I explained to you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure I understand.
Yeah.
So if I create a new account, probably the best route would be a different
Yeah,
IP,
you you
business
you
email address.
you want it isolated. You want it completely isolated from the banned accounts so that it never gets linked, right? Because
Okay.
yeah, I mean eBay and all these online platforms in general, they'll ban random people for no reason. So it's just any way we can get away from that as much as possible. Get away from the AI
Yeah.
bot, the better the situation. Because like I keep seeing
Yeah.
like people make accounts with like their legit info, they have no intention of drop shipping, and then they could still get banned, because there's just all this stuff that can
Oh yeah, I've
so
seen people get MCO 11 on reseller accounts.
yeah, we just don't want to put ourselves in a risky position by linking info.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna leverage the LLC, just make it completely different. New IPs, new information, right? That's always going to be the best way to proceed, right?
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I think that's why they went after my new account too, is because it looked like I was trying to bypass the INRs that I had on the existing
Yeah.
account. And then
Like,
I went and made the new account and I added the payment info and it was literally like a week
yeah.
later. And I
And,
had
and
warmed it up for probably, I don't know, like 3 months.
yeah, and it's like even if your first account doesn't get banned, like for instance, my third eBay, right, got MC11, right? And I was told that even if I got it back, I should never make another account with the same information with that first LLC because it would be linked to the account that got an MC11. It's on thinner ice. So they have a very advanced, super advanced kind of AI, detection system. And I mean, the things that we don't even understand will trigger it. So it's just we want to stay as safe as possible. If there's one thing to really be paranoid with, it's account creation and keeping accounts, unlinked as much as possible.
I'm
So,
pretty
So
sure I
most
reached out to you and told you that I had found a third account out of
oh yeah,
nowhere.
yeah. I
And
think you
I
did.
said it's been open since like 2018 and I didn't even know I had it. And I'm still terrified to do anything with it because
I'm sorry to scare you. I'm sure if you were to like
no, it's
put
okay.
it on like a static IP, I would run it, see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happens. Like there's a lot of experienced people. I think the true rite of passage is getting your info banned. Like it's a very normal thing that happens to people. So there's
Yeah.
tons of workarounds. So
Yeah,
so
it's a
what you're
guessing game
saying,
at best, right?
yeah, it is. It truly is, unfortunately. And that's how online business is. The benefit is you can work from home, you can make a lot of money, without having to touch any inventory, this and that. But the downside is algorithms will ban you. If you've ever advertised on like TikTok or Facebook, they will just ban you for no reason. It just happens. So it's stuff we gotta try to dance around. It's like yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Um, yeah, I mean Pamela or
so
Jen, did you guys have any other questions? Yeah, let me know.
yeah. So what you're saying is most of the detection stuff happens at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning, and as the account ages, you tend to deal with less crap. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Would you
Yeah.
say it's safer to create an account with a business email versus a Gmail?
I think a business email can be a Gmail. I've always used Gmails. They
Well,
don't
yeah,
necessarily
well,
have to match
you
the business.
can get G Suite. That's what I mean. Like instead of at
Oh.
gmail.com at corporation.
Wow, I've never even tried that. You could ask ChatGPT. I'm sure it looks more official. If anything,
Okay.
I don't think that should hurt you at all. But I would double check, just make sure. But
Is it
Okay.
free?
No, it's like most maybe 20 a month. I think it's
Okay,
free the first month. It's
interesting.
pretty
that
cheap, and it's
sounds
like
like a good idea.
$6 per email for that. You have the subscription and you buy the yearly cost for the URL. And you could also get, if you're tech savvy, you can go to freedomains.com and get a free domain, but you have to know how to transfer it over. I never really figured that out myself.
All right, all right, all right. No, I mean it seems like a good idea to me. Like you would look more like like a completely normal business. I don't know how that could hurt you, so I would try it. But yeah, yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Pamela or Jen, did you guys have any other questions or updates? I mean, I'm always happy to help with.
That was it for me.
Okay,
I
okay,
am good for now.
yep, okay, good, good, good. I'm gonna go to Nana. How are you doing?
Hey, Jonathan, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for
Good,
asking.
good. Great to hear from you. So
Yeah,
I
great.
had a question. On my primary or my first eBay account, I've been pruning a lot lately, and what I've noticed is a lot of my listings are still showing from October. Now, I've gone in and I've made it a little bit more tricky so that it's deleting more. And now I essentially deleted like 4,000 of my listings because for whatever reason they're not deleting. And I don't know if it's because it's a business account, they extend the timeline on it. Do you happen to know that? Because I was thinking it was 30 days, but it's looking like it's more like 90,
I always thought they renewed in 30 days. I mean,
which leads me to believe that I probably have something marked that it should not be.
yeah. No, I mean, I don't know how many listings are on your account, but if you've pruned down 4,000, I would assume you've gotten a lot of them, right?
Right. So I had roughly well, right at 9,000. So
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've really just tried to be more intentional, like I've, expressed, and just kind of honing in on specific areas that
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I mean, how have you been pruning? Have you been pruning through like the tracker or through like the end low performing items button or something
in
else?
low performance items.
Yeah, no, I mean, with that, you can just kind of set it up so you're going to the oldest items. So th those are the items that have the least amount of time left, right? Items, I would say as long as an item's been like if you pull up items that are ending in the next day, right? And they haven't sold at all and they've gotten zero views. That means they've been up for like 29 days, right? Because eBay has a 30-day cycle, from what I remember, and they haven't sold. So those are all good items to delete. Because again, like, I'm sure you understand how it works, but like we're just trying to improve our sell-through rate by having a higher proportion of sold items to total items. So we're just
Yes,
trying to reduce that denominator. So as long as you're following that and you're just deleting items that haven't sold at all for the last and that have been up for a few weeks, right? They've had a chance.
sure.
I don't think you're hurting yourself. Yeah. There's still going to
Yeah,
be a lot of items because there's thousands of them that maybe are
correct.
old, but maybe they got a view or something, right? And so they didn't get triggered. But
That's right. So what I did was I actually put, two or less reviews with no sales or two, no more than, one sale, I think it was. And that's what really kind of, it took a lot of my listings out.
yeah.
Again, I'm just trying to be more intentional. And I just didn't know. My specific question was,
Yeah.
I was under the impression that they deleted them after 90 days, but apparently it doesn't
No,
work.
no, no. They will just
No,
renew them. Yeah.
no.
They just renew them. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So my bad. I
No,
definitely will
that's fine.
continue to do this much more often than now that I know. Um,
Yeah. No, I'm at the point where with pruning, like I'm gonna have my VAs just prune every day. Just delete a few hundred items or 100 items. I just feel like it's a great way. Like building to 10K listings, but slower. So we have just a higher quality of items. I just think that's great.
exactly. So I have been pruning the whole time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess I've been under the impression that they kind of go away after a certain period of time. So then when I went in there and I saw some listings from August, I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get how you're feeling.
Other than
I
that,
mean, as long as you're setting up that button correctly, where you're only deleting items that have been running for a few weeks and are renewing soon,
yes.
you're not going to be hurting yourself. Like if an item's going to get some traction, it's going to happen in the first 20, 30 days. So if you see that there's only a few days left, it's got no views. And that's how that button works, right? Like you're not going to be hurting yourself, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about like minimizing, maximizing the old items versus the new items. I think you're doing it correctly. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the question I had. Thank you so much, and I'll just continue to listen. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Can I piggyback on that real quick?
Yeah, of course, Jen.
So you're saying that there is merit to pruning before you've got to 10K?
There's a lot of schools of thought. I think for the sake of simplicity, a lot of people would recommend just getting to 10K. That's
That's
what
what
I
I
did
did.
when I started because it adds another thing you have to do. A
Mhm.
lot of people don't have a lot of time. Like, let's say you got an hour a day for this stuff, right? You're trying to make a few extra thousand a month. You don't have to worry about all that stuff right away. I don't think it's gonna massively make or break your account, but it's another optimization. So I don't see how it can hurt you because sell-through rate is something that isn't like, at least to my understanding, it's not like calculated at a specific date or something. It's just kind of a constant thing. Where if more of your items have sold, versus like if a larger number of your items have sold, that just will make eBay like you more. So
So can I follow
Right.
up on that, Jonathan? If
yeah,
I
of course.
so how I was told, and I may have misconstrued it, was you really build gradually on that 10K. And I didn't prune at all until I got to that 10K. And then that's when I started feeling more comfortable. And I think that that's the intent with
Yeah.
ecomsniper is just to kind of get familiar with it. And by the time you're up to 10K, then after I got to 10K, I kind of played there for a minute. And then I started kind of pruning in
Yes.
addition to, kind of going through and looking at different things. And it's just because it's time and use. You have much more experience in it. You feel more confident on what you're doing. And
Yeah.
you just when you're gunning for that 10K, you just need to be consistent and get to your 10K and then find your sweet spot.
Exactly. Exactly. Like that should be the goal. The goal should be to get to like 9.5K listings, right? 10K listings. That's going to be the highest ROI thing, just filling up your store's capacity, right? And that's how I did it, right? For the first 3 months, I just blasted at 10K, and then after that, I started all this other stuff slowly, started pruning and all the other good stuff. But I think the highest ROI thing as a new person or someone who's just starting out, right, is just to get to that 10K, right? Because that's when the theory kind of starts to work. And I mean, when I started, I didn't even get my first bulk sell until like a couple thousand listings, right? But it all kind of evened out as I listed more and sniped a little bit. So I agree with you. I think that's the best way to go as a new person.
So can I get your thoughts real quick on my situation regarding
Of
what just
course.
Nana said?
Yeah.
Um, I got to 10K months ago. I pruned down to like 5K or something. And shortly after that, I got hit with all of those INRs and I went below standard.
Yeah.
I'm still at below standard, but I'm climbing my way back up and I haven't got back to 10K. Do you think that the pruning would still apply in my situation since sales are the goal right now rather than profit?
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, people might have other opinions. I think again, your highest ROI thing is going to be what gets you out of the below standard metric. That's going to be by getting more sales. So I would list to around 10K listings. I wouldn't, focus as much on pruning. I would focus on listing to get more sales and specifically sniping. Sniping for around break even, just kind of having a lot of money move back and forth with the goal of getting your defect ratio back below 2%. So hopefully,
Right,
hopefully
right.
it's hopefully it's not too many. How many defects was it? You don't have to say if you
It
don't want.
was 7 and my percentage was 4.88 and I think I'm at 3% now. So I'm getting there.
You are, that's good. That's good. I don't know exactly how many orders you have to get, but it's probably like a couple hundred, right? And that three.
Yeah, I think it's like 260 or something in my
That's
case.
not terrible. That's not terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're already well on your way. Like I remember talking to someone
yeah.
at 15 and it's like he has to get like 600 sales or something. So like
Ugh.
that's nasty. But no,
At 16, I'd just give up.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't
So
know if I could pull through.
for you, Jen, the highest ROI thing is to snipe. And like
Okay.
pruning all that crap, like it's an optimization, right? It's not it's
Yeah.
yeah. You just need sales. So like what is going to give you the highest return on your time in terms of getting more sales to get out of that below standard. Oh, just selling more stuff and sniping stuff at break even. So
Right.
that's how I would approach it. And again, like once you get out, like you're going to be really, really good at, you're going to be much more
Right.
skilled, right? And you're never going
It's
to do
gonna
it
feel
again.
good.
It is. And it's just another test. So yeah. No, I mean you're well on your way.
Cool.
So just keep it up and don't worry about like all this other stuff. Like it's not like I'm saying like you can't handle it. It's just like it's not worth your attention. Like
Right.
it's not gonna matter if you're below standard because then like you
Right.
don't really get any help from eBay, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, 100% just sell.
Cool, cool. Thanks
Yep,
so much.
of course, of
Jonathan,
course.
can I suggest something real quick?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
Now, just because I've heard something mentioned about it's not about the profit right now. So if it's not about the profit, just mixing it with like the pruning situation that you guys were, just talking about.
Yeah.
How about you introduce something like auctions?
Wow.
Tell me more because I have thought about this and I don't get it. I don't know how to apply it in my
Okay.
situation.
Yeah. So I'll just give you just a little. I'll give you a little bit of a view from my end, like the things that I do. Now, the pruning. We're talking about the pruning, but the idea behind pruning is your sell-through rate goes up, right? When you have an account where eBay is not helping you, you got to think outside of the box. So, what is one way you could get more sales while you are pruning in a span of 7 days? Let's just say you had 150 items for auction. You put those on a 7 day auction. You put them dirt cheap, 99 cents. You know you're gonna lose money. It don't matter. You're just trying to get those things sold. After 7 days, let's for the sake of numbers, you sell 40 or 50 of those items. That means you got bid on them. So that means these people are gonna pay $1, $2, $3 for that item. You're gonna get those items shipped, but that's 50 sales. That's gonna add at the end of the week on top of whatever other sales that you got. Now, boom, your sell through just goes up.
Yeah.
Caleb, you are a genius. Every time we
Yeah.
talk, you just give me so much inspiration. I'm
I,
gonna I'm gonna sit on that. I appreciate that.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I guess a question I had just kind of related to that is because I was thinking about this, just like having like I've kind of been like doing some AliExpress, and I've kind of there's some issues with it because everything's coming from China, but I'm thinking about like just using it as a way to like validate methods I could just buy in bulk, and then I could just buy a few hundred, and whenever I need to warm something up or get out of a situation, I can just like list them and sell them because like I know
Exactly.
they're hot
Yeah.
items and that I validated and you again just getting closer to that like typical like 3PL system where you're putting the label in and shipping it out. I mean, yeah, no, I think that's some great advice that Jen could
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I do. For example, I picked up a lot of video games, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of those video games are not as expensive as the one that I'm looking for. So when I saw through them, I know, okay, these are the video games that obviously I'm gonna make my money on. I'm fine. But
Yeah.
the rest, I just mix them up. Some of them goes in bulk, and then I have a bunch of them that are just going to be listed as auction for 99 cents. I'm not losing anything on those because my money's already been made. But what it's
Yeah.
going to do is it's going to give me traction. It's going to give me a sale because it's just an auction. Once it's done, it's going to give me a sale. It's going to add to my sell through rate. And when I prune those 50, 70, 80, 100 items after the auction ended, it's just gonna add to the sell through rate going up.
Yeah.
Just because at the end of the week it's gonna calculate a full,
Yeah.
like a full sell through.
And again, if you're like a bit of a smaller account, that could get you out like pretty quick. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
So in about a month of recycling that strategy with, maybe you start with 20 items, maybe you start with 30 items, 40 or 50. You just keep recycling it, right? Every 7 days, you run another auction of the items that didn't sell, right?
yeah.
About 30 days, you get out a hole. One, you'll have a brand new sell through rate by the next scan. You know how they scan your store. I think it's every 20th for us in the US. I don't know for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I do most of my work based on that number. Now I know the 20th is 3 days away or whatever. I make sure that I run all of the system that I want to run because I want to see where I'm at after the 20th, and then from the 20th again, I implement my new system. So I try to do everything in a system of
Yeah.
that 30 days that they're gonna calculate. So I know, okay, this is the data that works. These are the data that don't work. The crap that don't work, I don't do them again because obviously they don't add any value to what I got going on. And the things that work, I 10x those.
Yeah.
So that's something you can look, everybody could look into, especially if you're trying to get a store that eBay is not helping you with anymore. Because if you go below standard, they just kind of leave you dry.
Oh, it
you
sucks. My promotions have been gone, so it's just, and I'm in
Yeah.
Canada too, so it's just even harder.
And
Right.
and they take more money from you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're really
Like,
just trying to help you
you're
out
under
there.
massive punishment. They really punish you once you go below
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, you're put on the naughty step.
Exactly.
Right.
I
But
mean,
if you do get out, you're gonna learn so much. And that store could be really strong. Like I said, my goal is to make it to eBay open as a dropshipper. Well, dropshipper slash seller, but reseller, but I'm gonna make it to eBay open.
I remember you've been telling me about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that type of recognition. And I just think if you could make it to that stage, man, that means you've done something right. At that point, there's not much they gonna try to, do to you or get in your way when it comes to your account. You're generating enough money to to be on the safe side. But that's the goal. And I don't think it's an easy goal because I have to literally practice what I preach. When I say the customer always right, to have a 97.7, I have to answer a lot of interesting people. These are not the words I want to use, but I want to be nice. I have to answer a lot of interesting people, But
Caleb, can you tell us a bit more about eBay Open? V actually was curious in the chat.
Yeah, I went to eBay Open once.
Yeah.
I went to the Vegas one in 2007, I believe 17, and it's just, this is where you go and you meet sellers that just shame you pretty much, like these people make a lot of money and they've been on eBay for a long time. And they show up there and you're like, wow, these guys are crazy rich on eBay. And you wouldn't even think so.
Wow.
You probably run into these people.
Guys, I need to say, like, there's people quietly making like huge amounts of money with this business model, any business model. And you
Caleb, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
I gotta ask Caleb, are you still at 350% markup?
Yeah.
Or did you drop it back down? Because like that, I'm still just like, that's so crazy to me. Like,
no, I still have it on some. I still have it on some items. I have it on some items just because I don't want
them to go crazy, right?
I don't want too many sales. Right now, I'm comfortably sitting at averaging about 40 a day, and I want to stay there for a little bit.
So 40 sales a day at like, at your average 250% markup, and then obviously like
I'm still rocking.
That's 8.
Yeah, I'm still rocking. Mostly, I'm still rocking the 250, and I run a 55% sales.
And it's just crazy. Like I have this one customer because you were like, oh, like you got to lock into the repeat customers, and I have this one person that was like, I don't care that you're getting it off of Amazon. I'd rather buy off of you, like, and is telling me what to add to my store so they can personally buy the items. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is crazy that this is even working. Like, what?
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know what I mean? Like, so I see what you're talking about with like lock into certain people and like chat a little bit. Some people that are like really talkative, just talk to them a little bit. Like that I don't know why that works for me. Like I said, I sell as a girl, so like I'll flirt a little bit to make that money. I don't care.
That's awesome.
So
Caleb,
it works.
Is that one account or multiple with 40 orders?
That's on one account. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do want to say I implemented Caleb's idea, and it helped me a lot with this account that I am struggling with the below standard. Caleb was the one who told me to do a big markup and then to run a big sale. And that was primarily the reason I got down the big percentage that I did. Because I think I was making like one sale a week. And in 3 days, I made 40 just by doing what Caleb just said. I marked everything up 400%. And then I dropped everything down like 40 or something. So it really helped.
It's the perception, right, of what deal the customer thinks they're getting, right? I mean,
Right.
it's
Perception.
huge. Because
Perception
I
is
mean,
more.
if you think about anything you're buying, right, it costs a lot more than what it costs for them to build it, get it there, put it in front of you. So if you just build that perception, I mean, it's probably what they use during Black Friday, right? They actually jack a lot of prices up, and then they give you like an 80% discount, but it's actually like a 5% discount. But it seems huge, right, because of the perception. So that's kind of what
Right.
you're taking advantage of there. So I'm really happy to see that it worked for you. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Sparks? How you doing?
Nothing much. So I started like last week. I got like
Nice.
9 sales so far.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering because I'm not adding any tracking yet, right? Since I don't like
Yeah.
have consistent like 4 or 5 sales a day. When do I get the funds released?
So here's one thing. Regardless of whether your account is brand new or aged, it's really good to early on, ideally your first few items, list like a book or some sort of household item, sell it, and then ship it out with an eBay label. That helps build some trust off the bat. Did you do that?
I didn't do that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people struggle if they don't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would recommend because I had an aged account that was 8 years old. I still did that process because I just felt like
Okay.
it was important. So I would just list some books or something, have your friends buy them or something like that. Get them shipped out with the eBay label. That helps. When I did that, it only took me a few weeks before they started paying things out in 3 days or like immediately, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of one piece of the puzzle. And then yeah, adding tracking is what accelerates getting payouts. But otherwise it's just building trust. And what I saw is if you kind of do a standard warm-up process, like once you get a few weeks in, they'll start releasing it in a few days, right? And I honestly still do not really add tracking to my accounts, even all this time later, and I get paid out the next day because eBay trusts me and I have high feedback ratings. So but to make that clearer for you, I'd recommend the first item on any account that you're drop shipping on, you sell something in your house and ship out with an eBay label. And then if you want to accelerate the process after that, get some tracking. If not, then yeah, you just have to wait a few weeks and they'll give you your funds after that.
So should I grab the tracker bot now, or is it okay not to grab and just wait like a few weeks for it to be released? You
You
two
know,
for them trust me.
I think most people would say just to get it. What do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys recommend?
I think you should. I
Yeah.
think you should.
Get it
I think,
now.
I think in
Yeah,
your, I think in your, I think in your situation you could, and you should because you didn't really do the warm up item, and so it might take a bit longer, honestly, for you to get payouts. So if I were you, I would just get TrackerBot now. I would deal with it, set it up early, and you'll start getting payouts much quicker. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I did. I started it, I used it until I got that trust, and then I canceled the tracker bot, and now I'm fine.
Great.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
great, exactly.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to say that for me, I started with TrackerBot like literally from my first order, and then I got released funds as in like after the person makes the order, it goes directly to my
It is
payout.
all about tracking and
Yeah,
trust.
I had got that pretty much around a month after starting with TrackerBot, like for my first order. So I would say that's a good parameter for like most recent.
Yeah, no, if you do everything right, I think it's about 3 weeks to a month. If you don't do anything, it can take like I've seen like people have to wait like 2, 3 months, and that really sucks.
Oh wow, yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, no, I mean I've had a lot of money held before. It just sucks so bad. So, yeah, tracking helps, but at the end of the day, it's just hey, getting eBay to trust you, make eBay like you, and
Yeah.
nothing else you can do beyond just like fulfilling your orders, staying on top of your customer support, making your customers love you, give you good feedback, So yeah, I hope that helps. We got
Yeah, it
some.
does. Yeah, I'll just grab it then.
Great. Well, I'm glad to hear you already got some sales. I think you're doing way better than I did when I started. So, just keep it up. Keep it up. Don't overthink things too much. And yeah, you'll do great if you just keep listing.
So I have my markup at like 85 right now, and my ads at 8. Should I just leave it at that, or would you?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably getting a bit of profit taken out because of the higher ad percentage,
Yeah.
but it's very flexible. I think you're fine with that. When I started new accounts with bulk theory, I actually started even lower. Like I did 5% ad rate and like 60% markup just to get more sales, and then I slowly increased as I got to like every next 1,000 items, right? So
How much would you increase by like after like every 1,000 items?
yeah,
I'm at
so
2K right now.
so like the way I did my second eBay account is the first 1,000 I did at 60%, and then the next 1,000 I did at 70%, and then 80%, and then 90%, and then
Okay.
100%, and I just stayed
I
at
see.
100%. But you can balance it out with your ad rate because your ad rate's higher. You
Yeah.
can probably mark up a little bit more. So I like how you're at like 80, 85. That's probably good with 8-10% ad
Yeah.
rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're solid right now. And at the end of the day, it's based on your sales, right? You're getting sales. Like that's good. So
Yeah. Today's the first day I got like 3 in a row. The other
beautiful.
days were like 1 or 2
I,
randomly.
I hope you enjoy that feeling. I mean, it's a great feeling. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, great. I mean, obviously this is your time. If you have any other questions, I mean, I have plenty of
Yeah. I have
experience.
one more. I heard you also do Poshmark. How does that go? How does that compare to doing eBay?
It's a bit of a different animal, but there's a lot of it's like a way to increase your income. I'd recommend doing Poshmark as well on top of eBay. You have to just ship items to your house first and then package them manually. You can't drop ship them.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. But there's solutions, I think now. I don't know too much about them, but there's solutions to like use a 3PL, but that's more once you get to scale. So you will have to do some packaging, but you tend to make more money. You can mark up items more.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
yeah, I'm actually
And
trying to
do
build out.
bundles.
Yeah, bundles. Like it's great. But I would say like it's a great thing to do along with eBay to increase your income. I would do both. Yeah.
I'm in the middle of setting up 2 Poshmark stores right now.
Hey,
I think I'm
Caleb,
gonna have.
I gotta tell you, I made my Poshmark like way back in like October, and then I gave it to my brother, right? Because I have a bunch of eBays. I'm trying to make more eBays, this and that. And then they deleted my listings, and then I've just like been sending them emails every other day for like 3 months. And I finally like kind of took it back from my brother and like, just asked Ben what to do. And he told me like you have to put your, I don't know what you call it, your store closet
Your
name tag.
closet.
Yeah, into the title. I never did that. So hopefully that works because they've been super useless. I've sent like 50 emails, but I hope with the Ben's guidance I can figure it out, and then
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'll,
they
I'll
got.
give I'll,
I mean, are
I'll
you
I'll give it
following
back to
the?
my brother. I'll give it back to my brother. You can just list forever, I think, and just warm up the Amazons. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, are I'm pretty sure you're following the what is it? The I think you were the one who actually sent it to me, and
Yeah. There's a Poshmark group. Yeah, that one there. They have a
Poshmark's where I came from.
are you following the note that they have?
Yeah, I followed the notes. That's what I did. Yeah.
Because I
Caleb,
mean,
we
it's
should talk.
pretty clear. What happened?
I said we should talk. Poshmark's where I came from. I was a Poshmark full-time Poshmark I don't know, guru, I guess, for like 4 years. And then I came to ecomsniper in May because I was so sick of going to thrift stores. So
Poshmark ambassador.
Yeah, I did
yeah, I
resell
was a
on
Poshmark
Poshmark for a bit.
ambassador level 2, actually. I went
Wow.
to a
Oh,
few of
you,
their conventions, so I was pretty in
Wow.
it.
yeah,
That's
you were pretty
amazing.
serious. You were pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you ever heard about List Perfectly?
Yes.
I used them to cross list on Poshmark when I was selling shoes on eBay.
Ah,
You know,
yeah.
because at some point I had 4,000 shoes, on eBay just because I had a vendor. I had a vendor that I used to just get shoes from, like all the time. So I had a lot of them, and I wanted to make more money. So I cross list them from eBay to Poshmark, and List Perfectly is what I used at that time. But when I was getting rid of all the shoes, I sold them in bulk. So I just kind of left Poshmark alone after that. But but
I
I
have
think
a,
it's gonna work. So I have some information. I have all the information I need to work Poshmark, but I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that changes because it's been about 4 years now since I sold on it.
Yeah, and they've changed hands a few times and since 2020, so it's not been consistent the same. And I've stepped away from it for about a year, and I'm just starting to come back into it now with that whole group. And yeah, we should definitely chat on the side and exchange
Absolutely,
ideas. I think that you're a reseller too, yeah. So I think we should get together.
definitely, yeah.
I have a lot,
I
I have a lot of respect for the thrifters and resellers, man. A lot of.
Oh, what a beast that is. This seems a lot more tangible doing it through Amazon because I don't have to go and like,
Oh yeah.
elbow other
No, I
mums to
mean,
get the
I
jacket that I want.
I went with my
That's
brother
true.
one time to a thrift store, and yeah, I was just like, damn, this is a grind.
Yeah, you have to know
Um,
what you're doing. You have to be
you do.
quick, and you also have to realize that, during the pandemic, everyone and their dog became a drop seller and everyone became a reseller. So the thrift stores got pretty savvy to that, and they just started increasing their prices, and it just made it.
Hmm.
It just became too much. So, and then May, I found out about Ecom Sniper, and I was like,
Even
you
going
know
to
what? I'll try
Costco.
this.
Even you go to Costco, you see people buying the full boxes of stuff to go repost on their stores.
Yeah,
You know what
the
I mean? I see that
arbitrage.
all the time, every time I go to Costco.
It's
Yeah.
it's all economics, man. The competition goes up, the prices go up. Eventually, the competition goes down, and then you reach an equilibrium. But it's
And that's why I always having connection. It's not about what you know, it's
Yes.
who you know.
trying to find your edge. You know,
I as of right now, as a reseller, I don't come close to even scratch the amount of inventory that I have access to. I turn people down all the time throughout the day. Calls that I don't pick up, and when I do pick up, it's like, bro, can you come pick up this amount and that amount? And I'm like, man, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
So, and I always push that, and I'm glad that obviously the people that I met early on and the question that I asked early on led me to that. And just because I had a mentor that made sure that I understand that sales is about emotion. And where
Yes.
emotion come from, a story. If you cannot get someone to tell you their story, you cannot sell to them.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can't. So there's not a single person alive that's not willing to tell someone something if they want to listen. That's just human biology. Ain't nothing you can do about
I was gonna
it.
say to Bossman, because you were talking to Caleb earlier about having customers reach out to you and asking, do you have this particular item? A handful of meetings ago, Caleb and I were talking about this. I now make it a rule of thumb. When I send a message to a customer on eBay, I always put in the message, if there's something that you're still looking for that you don't see in my store, I still have access to vendors that I don't always list. Please message me and I will do everything I can to find what you need. And I swear I've probably got 100 extra sales from that over the months.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add something
Oh, that
else
is nice.
onto what you're already like speaking on. So I don't know if most people know this, but you can go in on the AI on the back end of Ecom Sniper, and you can make it say whatever you want it to. You know, like you instead of having it not add emojis, I have girlfriend. Like I said, I sell as a girl, so I have it send sparkles. I have it send little sparkle hearts. I have it send. I like. I don't care. Like you can
That's
make it
smart.
set. Like it's so if they buy like a pet item, it sends the little paw print emojis. Like you know what I
Oh,
mean.
yeah.
You can go in. You can go in and have it write or say whatever you want. Like where it's like be friendly, but like you could have it. Like I said, you could have it automatically say that for you when you automatically ship an order. So it's like you could have it. You know. I would do
Yeah.
something along those lines just so you don't even have to physically, manually type any of that.
Buyer psychology is real, guys.
Yeah,
It
going on the
really
back end
is.
and play with all the settings because that's what I do. Like I just started playing with everything and I'm like, what's this do? If you right click on Ecom Sniper extension, there's an option button or like an option, you scroll down, you click options, and then you scroll down to auto order. Where it says auto order, you can edit. It says like the AI settings, like where
Yes.
all of the notes are, it says the AI settings in that. So you can edit and make it say where it says don't use emojis. It specifically says don't use emojis. I have it use emojis so it's more friendly to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, that's great advice.
Store.
it works. Like I said, I only have like 290 items sold, but I have 100 and like 60 feedback. You know what I mean? So it's like I have more than half of people giving feedback. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, good.
So it's cool.
So are
Like
you
I got like a New York Police Department, like
Oh,
NYPD, somebody from NYPD. Like I saw it in the comments, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I sold to an officer.
dude, when that happened to me, I got scared. I was like, "Oh, are they gonna like get injured or something?"
Yeah, I'm like, I sold to a
I see
cop.
like
Like
police department officer,
that's
like,
crazy.
oh, like
No,
took it
I'm
to
like,
a
I just
locker or
sold to an
something.
officer. Like, but it's all right.
How did you know that they were a police officer?
Because it said NYPD in
The
like their
the address said
their
Address it
their,
to each
their
station.
comment name, their feedback.
Oh, okay.
Like NYPD 5789
That might be like
Tony or
another
something.
that might be like another
I was laughing.
another like rite of passage, like selling to police officers or
That's what
something.
I'm saying. He was like, I'm definitely coming back. Like I was like, hell yeah. Come back as many times as you want.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah,
Just
those return customers, like I said, I've gotten like probably like at least like 6 people that have commented like, yo, I'm only coming back here for this item. Like, because like I said, so it's like most people don't have Prime, you know what I mean? So it's like as soon as they see like, so external views isn't fake. It's like, so what it is like, so when you just go on Safari or Google and just randomly type an item and it pops up, you know what I mean? Like you type in shoelaces right now on your Safari on your phone, you know what I mean? And it'll say like you could get them at Walmart, eBay, Etsy, and like it'll say all the prices and you know what I mean? They'll pick on whichever one says free shipping and is fast, you know what I mean? So it's like that's where the external views are coming from, you know, and it's like I said today, I literally from yesterday I had like 400 or 500 views. Now today I have like 1,000. So it's like eBay started just pushing me hard, and I'm getting overseas views and like a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So
They're
it's cool.
pushing you, man. They're pushing you. No, that's great. That's great.
It's because of my ad promotion. They're like, yeah, we're getting paid more, so you know, like send them overseas or something like that. I don't know.
What's your plan? What's your plan overall for your store when it comes to the ad rate that you're running right now?
So right now, like I said, it's just like I'm doing 130% markup, 13% ad rate, and it's just like eBay gets paid a little bit more. The average is 12% on eBay. So it's like my items now are at the top of all searches, you know. I'm like, if I look up any of my items, even when I'm not logged in, my items are number 1 to number 5, you know what I mean, in any of the searches. So it's like, you know, it's instantly doing a lot more numbers than, you know, and getting a lot more impressions because it's at the top instead of on page 3 or 7, or it could be on page 57 with low promotions, depending on the category. Like I said, because, you know, people could be paying 20% in one category. Like I know with jewelry and certain stuff like that, the ad rate is 20% in some categories. So it's like the higher promotion that eBay is getting paid, the higher search you're gonna be, you know. Like I talked to Roop, and like he even started doing something crazy like on his like new account. Like he's just pushing it to the max, you know what I mean? So he said he was doing like 20. I seen like a screenshot, and I screenshotted it because I was like, I didn't believe it at first because I was like, I just woke up. But he said he was doing 20 to 25% ad rate, and that's high, or 25 to 30% ad rate, and that's higher than anybody I've ever seen. So I'm like, I calculated it, and I'm like, he's at either 250 to 300% markup. You know what I mean? Like to be doing that.
This is why I ask, right? This is why I ask. It's all about numbers, right? This is the game we're playing right now. We're playing a game of numbers. So even though that works, right? You are marking up at 130%.
Yeah.
But you're using a 12 point something with 12, let's just say 12% ad rate.
Right?
You could still sell the item at a 80% markup with only 2.1% ad rate.
Yeah.
You see? So it's all about numbers. But this is the only thing I want you to understand. At 12.5% ad rate, eBay lock you in.
Yeah.
Right? It won't recognize you at 7%. So it's gonna make it difficult for you to even go down.
Yeah,
right?
I understand that, but it's like,
and it's not a person that's doing it. It's it's a system. Cassini is a system. It's a supercomputer, right? So it's the algorithm that's doing that. To you, since it's not a person, and I'm not saying you can't go down, but it's going to take a lot longer for you to actually go down if you wanted to ever convert yourself from getting that type of traffic in organic traffic. That's the only thing. So for the new people that are, that have a new store, if you're thinking about it in a long run, right? You want, like you want eBay to love you, whatever new things you do to make them more money. If they already realize that you are, like I said, it's a system we're fighting here. if they already realize you would do whatever it takes to make sales by just giving them, you know what I'm saying, pretty much most of your profit, it recognize you for that, and it's just gonna lock you in that. If you ever wanted to change your style one day by selling lower ticket items to higher ticket items, now you're selling something for 100, 200, and you giving eBay $40, $50 out of that, just because it already locked you in that predicament from day one. So I also want you to look at the big picture, not you per se, because you already obviously already have your business goals in mind. You already know what you want to do. But to every new person, the slower you go, the further you get, especially in this game. Because remember, you're a middleman. And if you're going to be a middleman, be the best middleman there can be. And what is the best middleman? Position yourself where the sale is coming. eBay is already doing that. That's why they allow you to give them more money out of the work that you're doing. They've already the best middleman. They're already proven to be the best middleman. That's why they can convince you to give them 12%, 15%, 20%, 30%. Now it's your turn as you're walking into this game to say, this is the big picture. Let me back up. Let me see the big picture here. This is where I'm trying to go. And this is how much money I want to make. And I want to make this much money by selling less. Because right now you're selling more, but you're keeping less. And wealth is not measured by what you make, it's measured by what you keep. You know what I'm saying? So this game only be spoken about revenue for so long before you go broke, because revenue itself doesn't keep us going here, right? All livelihood is paid with the profit. Revenue is only the beginning of the stage. You know what I'm saying? This is where you get on and you start practicing how to sing the right note. Profit is when you master the right note. So that's why I don't want the new people to jump in and try to give eBay the idea that they were willing to do whatever to make sale, because that can your business blueprint on eBay could just remain that indefinitely, and it's difficult for you to backtrack from that.
No, yeah, that's what I tested everything manually at first, like I said. So it's like I sat there and like I would never. That's why when I saw Roop even go to even 25, 30%, I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I would never, like in my like I think at the highest I went was 15%, and I ended up dropping it. Like after that, I ended up dropping it to like 10%, and then slowly working it back up. And I was like, because I was like, that ad rate is just way too high for me. Like for some reason, I'm like, I saw how much profit, they're like taking into it, and I was like, nah, I don't like that. Like, like I'm comfortable at what I'm, the profits I'm at now. It's like even on like a $2, $3 sale, I'm making like 50 cents to $1. So I'm like, it's still pretty good. So I'm like, I can't really complain on it.
And I think they punish you a little bit. I'm not entirely, I don't have proof actually. Maybe someone else can chime in, but I think when you play with the promo up and down a lot, I think they punish you a little for it. What do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, they probably do.
I think they do. Yeah, it really depends. I don't play around with things too much. I do focus a lot more on the listing end of things. I don't tend to manipulate a lot of like the ad rates and promos and stuff like that. But,
I feel you, because I've seen it across the board. Me, I stay at one. I'm at 4.1%. I never move up. I never move down. 4.1%. That's with my reselling items. So even when I started listing, my drop shipping items, because I started in October, I'm almost at 1,500 sales since I started with Ecomsniper.
Pretty good.
44.2% of that are return buyers.
And that is freaking nuts. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I remember
Those
checking
numbers are
my
crazy,
percentage
bro.
when I was like a year.
Yeah. So my thing is, my thing is this: there are items that I'm selling. The item is like $7, and my profit on it is $3.
Yeah.
You see that? Because it's a return buyer. I have no ad fee in it. I have nothing in there. They just take their sales fee and that's about it. And when I process that items on one of my tax exempt Amazon account, I keep $3, and it's a cheap, it's a cheaper item, but it goes the same way. Man, I'm selling a bunch of like gym equipment, and some of those things go for like 300, man, $400. You know what I'm saying? And when you sell a gym equipment and your profit is 120, you're having a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's just for the long run. I think
I think as long as you have good fundamentals and a good plan, it's hard to go wrong, right? And everyone goes in kind of a different direction, but as long as your principles are good and you're learning, that's all that matters, right? And if you just apply it at scale, it's going to work. So I found something that kind of works, good strategies, and now it's just a matter of kind of scaling up, getting more accounts. So
Yep. And everybody pick off each other, and there are things in eBay that you didn't even think that would work. I don't know if you know about
yes. I mean, the entire like concept doesn't even make sense. Like, why would people buy at a higher price? Well, everything you buy at a higher price. It's just like the consumer psychology we touched on earlier.
Exactly.
It seems worth it, and the
Exactly.
same experience is worth something different to different people. So people buy. It makes sense.
Yeah. And I'll say, I don't know about
yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you know have you ever tried anything with the followers?
eBay followers? Oh my goodness, no.
So
Let me check how many followers I have on one of my accounts.
Then I told you I've added a video on my billboard.
Yeah.
I went up 80 followers since I added the video.
The billboard.
Yeah, it was so weird, right?
How many followers do you have on your thing?
Right now I have 562. I was at like 470.
Yeah, I got like a couple hundred. I got like 200 so on one of my stuff.
Man. And then I add the video about a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Last Friday, or the following Friday, and it just been because before you add the video, it says that it boosts up your traffic by 33%. I didn't know if that was true or not.
Yeah.
But I think it's right. Maybe it's not exactly 33%, but that's a lot of traffic. I mean, I had to
it is.
something up to 350 because my sale just jumped up so crazy. And I was like, I'm not trying to get an MC11.
Yeah.
So,
but like your principles, they all make sense to me, and it makes a lot of sense why you get that high return buyer rate. It again comes down to that psychology and what people think you're worth. Like, yeah, they could just go fishing for other people, but you establish that relationship, and the money doesn't even mean that much anymore. It's just about, hey, I got a trusted person, with me here. So perfect. I can't wait to see like how you approach training people, and if you can instill that in them, because then you're golden. You really are. But yeah,
I figured, man. I can't wait either, man.
No, I can't wait to see it, man. I mean, it's gonna be awesome. So.
Hey, yeah.
Hi.
Yes, sir. What's up, Will? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What time is it there?
It's like 3:20 a.m.
Yeah, no, we gotta get you guys. Like, please just speak up.
I gotta go to bed, man.
Yeah, no, you gotta get to bed, man. No, we gotta take care of you, man. What's up? How you been?
Will, what's up? How's it going?
How you been?
Yeah, it's been going really good. I think
update us.
I think for me, January is going to be a better month than December, which is kind of insane to think about.
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah, my account's doing really good numbers. And like now I'm in the process of setting up 2 more accounts.
Good.
So I'm going to do one. I'm just going to like manage an account under my girlfriend's eBay.
Nice.
And then I'll do another in my own name. And I just had like some questions about that.
Yeah, have you been able to talk to Rupert all about it?
Yeah. I spoke to him. So I have like a whole plan, like what I'm gonna do. But like, I don't know. There were just some things I wanted to like confirm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much different it is in the UK compared to the States, but I think a lot of the fundamentals are probably the same. So run it by me, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I was going to do a separate IP by the phone tether method.
Good. Yeah.
So I've got a new SIM card for that, and then I was just going to set it up all under my own name again. I was going to get a new bank account because I realized that my current eBay account has been linked to like I think like 4 different bank accounts of my own. So I don't know if it's safe to use one of those again.
You know, it's probably best to use a different bank. Yeah.
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 Would you think it would be risky to open a new bank account and connect that to a new eBay? Like, is that suspicious at all?
I mean, I don't think they can even tell if it's like brand new. I would make the new
Okay.
bank. I would like wait a couple days and then I would make the
Yeah.
eBay account on the phone using mobile data with that new bank. I think that's
Okay.
the issue is when you change the existing bank. That's when that
Right.
trigger a manual review and they'll give you an MC11 like 90%
It's
of the time.
it's so
So
crazy because like on my first account, which obviously like I'm still running now,
yeah.
like I made so many goddamn mistakes. Like literally, I changed the bank account. I logged into a different computer in a different part of the country and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, no, but you know, I'm assuming your account's still doing fine, right? So
yeah,
like
it's great. It's great.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Just yeah.
Um,
So no, I'm wait, based on what I'm hearing, the girlfriend's computer, that's genius. That's like a great way. You can
yeah.
take advantage of other people's resources who are willing to work with you and
Would I?
you can even
Would I?
run that, you know, I recommend running it from her house if she has a different place. You could
Yeah.
run it from your house as well. That's
Yeah.
technically fine. It just increases the risk threshold a little bit. And then for your other account, yeah, I think mobile data is good. And then I would confirm with Rup how you want to approach warming it up, whether you should start as a buyer account on the eBay app and then just buy some items for a few months, whether you should, you know, try to open like a business sole proprietorship. I always
Yeah.
done business sole proprietorship, but I always use LLCs, which are the business structures. I think
Mm,
they're LTDs or something like that. But so yeah, for me it's always been a little bit different. But just confirm with him. I think there's nothing wrong with like starting as a buyer account, buying some items for maybe a few weeks, and then you know transitioning into a sole prop, right? And then they'll ask you for
yeah.
your info, and then you list your warm-up item at the same time, and then you sell it, and then usually your limits go up, and then you're good to start. And I gotta tell you, man, like one of the experienced people I was talking to, he has 20 accounts. He actually does everything through mobile IPs. He doesn't even use static IPs. I was like, what? Doesn't use any stuff. He just has like a bunch of phones. So he's like telling me,
Really?
I got 20 eBays, I got 20 phones. It's like, huh. You know, and he uses those for Amazons as well. So every eBay has 5 Amazons. Oh, it's really smart. It all kind of goes together like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have static IPs. It's like I'm like doing it separately. So I have like separate Amazon computers with the phones. So like, I'm just
Honestly, like, I don't really know anything about static IPs or anything, so.
I don't yeah. So yeah, no, I don't want to confuse you. Reach out to Roop on the specifics of the warm up, but your setup, the roots of it seem perfect to me. You're not making it.
Yeah. Okay. So if I'm setting it up, managing my girlfriend's eBay account, do I
Yeah.
need to run it like agency and because obviously she'd have to do tax and stuff under her name.
Yeah, no, I mean again, if you guys are super chill, you can probably just treat her like a family member. But if she doesn't want to do that, then I would do some sort of profit split with her, depending on what she
Okay.
wants. You know, if she's like entrepreneurial and she wants to make money off of it, well then maybe you got to do 50/50. If she's
Yeah.
like, really, really chill, you can probably do like an 80/20.
Yeah.
Like I run my dad's accounts and like I just take everything. And he just treats it as a
Fair,
business
fair.
expense where he's break even and just like yeah, because it's a family relationship, he doesn't give a crap. So that's great.
Yeah.
But just whatever you guys can work out, yeah. But just
Okay.
I just want to give you some numbers there, yeah.
And then another question is,
Yeah.
so obviously I'll have like, 5 Amazon accounts for this new eBay account. I was gonna get a new card, like something with like crazy rewards on it. And shall I just use that same card across all 5 Amazons, or is that like,
Yeah. So again, for Amazon's, especially when you scale up, it's like ridiculous to try to have a different card for every single one. So for my
yeah,
first
it's
five
crazy.
Amazons, I use the same card with the great rewards points system on it. And
Mm,
for every new account, I just made a slight variation to my name or a
yeah,
slight variation to my address. I used a different email. I didn't give them my phone number if they asked for it when you make the account. And then
yeah.
I was able to make five, just kind of every couple days, make another one. And then you do the same
So
warm up, slow orders, build up slowly. Yeah.
so on my current eBay Amazon setup, I have 5 Amazon accounts and they've all got different cards attached. Should I obviously like it's confusing as fuck. Should I like change those cards to one card like slowly?
Yeah, I had a similar-ish situation for my first 5 Amazons. I actually had like two different credit cards I used, and then I slowly switched them all to just the one.
Yeah.
You probably would be fine, but I would just be worried if you make future Amazons, they're gonna probably be linked because you use the same credit card. So it's kind of sucks because you might not be able to use those credit cards for other Amazon batches if you're trying to make them separate. But I
Yeah.
would definitely get it to one card. Definitely do that. And then, I'll be completely honest with you. I think you're fine to make like another batch of Amazons on another computer later on
Mm.
and just use another one of those cards that you used, of the five. I think you could do that. But
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't want to confuse you. I would switch out to one credit card slowly, like one every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I was just thinking for like VAs and stuff like that as well, like in the future.
Yeah, and just paying multiple bills, credit, like paying multiple
Yeah,
different.
it's crazy.
About,
I have some cards with like I don't know, like a £3,000 credit limit, and then others with like a £300 credit limit. It's so annoying,
Speaking of
man.
that, yeah, I mean, I haven't paid off my credit cards in like a few days. I've forgotten
So annoying.
bro. Like, and if I don't, like, I might hit like maxes or something. It's like, yeah, no, it's like it is so annoying. I can imagine when you're paying off like a bunch of
Yeah.
cards. Yeah, definitely do that quality of life sort of thing. Yeah, and just do it
Okay.
slowly. I mean, it's as long as you just act like a normal person, nothing crazy, nothing erratic. You don't start scamming people. Like, they're not gonna jump on you and try to kill you. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, no. Again, I like your setup. Run it by Roop, run it by the experienced UK members. They will always have a much more sophisticated understanding. I can just kind of
Yeah.
give you some checks on fundamentals. I think how you're approaching it is great. That's how
Yeah.
I would approach it. Yeah. So, and then you leverage the people you leverage your friends, you show them this income opportunity. If you want to sell it to them, you just be like, hey, look at what I'm doing. Look at this, man. I sold this freaking toaster for $200. Do you want in? I'll run it for you. And
Yeah.
usually they'll be like, "Ooh, can you get me into that? I'm looking for a hustle." Because everyone's looking for a hustle. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
But yeah, no, I think that works. So, but yeah, no, I like your Amazon setup. I think that's a good number as well to be at, about 5 Amazons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it. Yeah, that's all my questions.
Great.
I'm
Yeah.
just like waiting for my sim to arrive, and like I just want to get it going, like
Good. Yeah. And yeah, use a physical sim. That's also great.
yeah.
And no, I think it's great. Just double check it with Roop. I always recommend double checking with a few people, and especially people like who are also from the UK, and then just run it up, man. Sounds great.
Yeah, man. Cool. Thank you.
So let's say you're product sniping, or sorry, product substituting, and then you're sniping tiles as well. And then let's say you do a CSV tracker one time, right? And then you want to like increase your markup by like, let's say 30%. Would that markup go on to like the product substitutions and tile sniping as well? And if so, how
Yeah,
do we avoid that?
it would. I think the best way I was told to fix that was through creating store categories and then
Okay.
segregating from there. Yeah. If you use the old tracker, the way I personally did it was and the way that I personally do it is I list my snipes at a different ending dollar amount.
Oh,
So
okay.
my bulk lists are all at 0.99, right?
Yeah.
And then my snipes are all at 0.93 or something, 0.95.
Okay.
So what I do is when I run the tracker, like on Sunday, let's say I don't have a sell event on that day, I run the tracker and then I run the old tracker and I check on, only price track items with endings and then you just add in 0.99. So it's only going to do 0.99, it's going to skip all the other ones. So
Does that not also work with the CSV or no?
I don't even use the CSV. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I had some issues with it. I just use the old one. I'm very
Okay.
old school because the old one works, but I'm sure the CSV works. I did use it a few times and it's
Yeah.
much faster.
That's the only one I use.
Yeah, so reach out to someone that uses it. Reach out to Caleb. I'm useless
Yeah.
with CSV. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
But I
DM Caleb. Yeah, he'll let you know.
do have a supercomputer though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, me?
Supercomputer changes everything. No, Caleb has
Yeah.
a
It
supercomputer.
only take me like 1 hour to run like 12 or 13,000 items.
It takes me like 10 minutes to run like 2,000 or 2,500. So
With
I
the-
think,
with
guess,
the-
yeah.
Okay, so you got some good RAM then. You should be
No, I got 16 gigs, not really that great, but so it's
No,
there.
CSV is pretty fast.
Yeah.
Caleb,
Yeah, it's super fast. So if you can run multiple threads, more than 5, Oh man, you can run through them pretty quickly.
So I heard that if you run more than five, you risk getting banned or IP banned or something. Is that
That don't happen to me. I'll run.
Nah. I mean, who told you that? I don't know.
okay?
To
I'll
be
run.
safe,
Yeah.
to be safe, you may as well. But I don't think that. I remember running
I think
CSV
it's
with I remember running CSV with like 30 tabs one time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like I juiced it to the max.
No, Jonathan, that's a
I
common issue actually.
yeah,
Like some
I
people who
juiced.
have been like sometimes they use like multiple threads, they get like a temporary IP suspension or a temporary IP bans. But yeah, it's just a soft ban, it will
That
not affect
sucks.
for a long
That
term.
really sucks. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
Yeah.
me.
it's logical then, Mr.
Yeah,
Spunk, to
yeah.
not,
I mean,
do more than 5 to 10.
Yeah.
I haven't had issues.
I get them a lot. I had to lower my thread count. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was
Oh,
just like balling out on Amazon a little
yeah.
bit. I don't know. So I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
I was posting. I was like bulk listing like a lot. Like after my first like, it was only after like once the subscription rolled around. Like I was like fluff it. I'm like I posted like I think like 300 items every day until I just used like all my credits. It's like because I was, and then like I just used obviously the rest of like the weekly meetings to like product substitute pretty much. So and
Yeah,
Nyan,
yeah,
I just wanted
yeah,
to say I like your shirt, Nyan. I saw the sniper shirt.
bro.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. We'll
Yeah,
get
I
some to
saw it too.
everyone.
I need a sniper shirt, man. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Where can I order one?
So here's the thing. So right now we are working on that as well. That's I personally designed for myself. But whoever like as everyone everyone wants ecom sniper stuff, we can give away like a mouse pad, ecom sniper mouse pad. So whoever wants that, DM me with the address, no worries, and you'll be get it down with.
It's a good start, but it's not enough.
Bro, I
I
love it.
know.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
We need
I'll
the
take it away.
tumblers, we need the hats.
100%,
I need a
100%.
beanie. I
but
need a beanie.
but yeah, Mr. Sparks, like yeah, let's stay safe, with CSV lister. I mean, with 16 gigabytes of RAM, that's pretty good. You'll be able to get through stuff. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm also using like Opera and Brave as like a alternative to Chrome. I don't know if you heard of those. It has like a
I
built-in VPN.
never heard of them, but like yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think Chrome kind of sucks, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can find alternatives that work.
Yeah, those have VPNs, so I think
Oh, interesting.
it kind of protects you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
for
not
IP
sure.
bans.
I'm not sure if VPNs are a good thing. I don't know.
Me too. Like VPNs are not good.
Yeah,
So I think Rup and I talked about this last week because he was like, oh, like why are your limits low? And I was like, oh, like I think eBay low key like slightly flagged me at first because I didn't know, and I like you know what I mean. I started manually and I used a VPN at first, but once I like read up on it, I turned it off like probably like a few days into using it. But I'm like, I don't know if they I mean, eventually they released the 24-hour payout, so it still fixed itself. So I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see what happens long term.
So
We'll
should I
see what
use?
happens
Should I
long
use?
term.
Okay.
I never recommend VPNs. I recommend real IPs, residential IPs, static IPs. The furthest I go is like mobile IPs are
Yeah,
actually
because
pretty good.
it is your business. Like, it's still you. You know what I mean? eBay kind of still wants to see that it's you. Like, I think you said it, Jonathan. You like, when you're warming up an account, like, you don't take that computer anywhere for like, like 6 months, and then afterwards, like, you could
We're
go
just
pretty much anywhere with it. You
trying
know
to
what I mean?
be the most organic we can possibly be,
Yeah.
to associate the least amount possible with like fraudsters, because fraudsters use VPNs, they use virtual devices, they go willy-nilly, and that's
Oh, you know what? I
yeah.
didn't even have it active the entire time. I haven't used
Good,
it.
perfect. That
I
is
was just checking it. Yeah.
yeah, no. Never be
Yeah.
embarrassed. Like, bro, I can't tell you how many freaking stupid mistakes I made when I started. So normal, don't worry
True.
about it. Yeah,
I got a soft IP ban
Yeah.
on Amazon. I mean, on Chrome, so I just switched to a different browser for that entire
yeah.
time, I guess.
No, that's good. That's good. So, no, I hope
Yeah,
it
these days
hope it works.
Chrome's kind of sucks.
It does. No, I saw it
Yeah,
too.
you can always just use it. Like, you can always just open a new Chrome browser, like, install the ecom sniper on that one, and just literally open a new Amazon tab, and just it'll work. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, I don't know why they do that. Like,
Is anybody using the new feature that Windows 11 have, like where you can use multiple desktop?
Yes,
Um,
I've tried it.
That fixes a lot of issues.
Yes, it does. It does.
Can you
For
send that
some reason,
again?
it doesn't read it as the. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't read it as the same.
Huh.
So I have one desktop that has all of my Amazon account and eBay account open for the tracker bots, right? There was a time that was to be an issue because if I'm using I would like to turn that off while I'm using ecomsniper just so it does not interfere. But now that I can have it open in a completely different desktop, the main desktop that I use, all I'm using that for is ecomsniper. Like it doesn't have any other thing turn on there.
Caleb, can you DM it to the group? I want to try out whatever it is. I don't
And
feel
I
like
use the same Chrome profiles for it, and it doesn't pick it up. I don't know why it works, but it does.
I mean
Well,
this is pretty
yeah,
soft, but
it's a new feature. Like if you have the new Windows 11, the new updated Windows 11, because remember Windows 10, they dropped Windows 10 in
I
August
did like
last year.
recently, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so if you have the new ones and or you updated your Windows to the newest one, you will have that option. You will have that and if you're doing that with with a very fast computer, man, it's like
Yeah. So yeah, no, I get you. I get you. No, that's great. That's great. I gotta zoom by some questions real quick. So we answered Mr. Sparks' question. Jen, there was a question from Zoom user.
Yeah, Zoom user was asking about having two accounts
Yeah.
from the same IP address. I'm just trying to. Are you
Yeah, yeah.
there?
So actually, yeah, if you don't want to speak, it's completely fine. I think you're here though. I think there's a Zoom user here. So yeah, no, I actually have my first two eBay accounts under my father. I just at my house, same computer as well. No problems. If they're both old and aged, you're good. I would not recommend making more. I think two is pretty good amount. And I would just do a please do not like we need to have a course video that just says like to do the warm-up item. Like it helps so much. So you just gotta list some stuff from around your house. Even if you have like your family, extended family, just buy it for like $1 or something, just to get that tracking label, eBay tracking label delivered to get your payout sent, right? That's really important. But after that, like you can have two accounts. It's perfectly fine. Just operate them well. That's all. So yeah, you will not get banned by having two accounts. Like that's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said that their accounts from 2014 or something, so it's even
yeah,
better.
no, my dad's yeah, and that's how it was for my dad's account. One was like 15 years old, the other one's like tw from 2016, so it's even younger. So you're good, you're good. And then for Zoom user, yeah, INR is item not received. The buyer just yeah, they'll send that if they didn't get it, and then you just deal with it. You can give them tracking, or you can just give them a refund. Sometimes stuff gets stolen, so you just refund them. And then, yeah, of course, welcome. Please don't feel overwhelmed. There's course information. We're all here to help you out. You can always reach out to people in the Telegram. I mean, we're here to help you out, so don't be shy. Yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. I hope I was able to help. And then just to scroll down, Samuel asks, is anyone here making 100K a month off of eBay dropshipping? Yep, for sure. We actually had one of the bigger ecom sniper members in here like a long time ago, like 6 months ago. He popped in and yeah, no, there's people with just lots of accounts. They do it different ways. Some make accounts for themselves, other people just go down the agency route. But just kind of something to tell you is that like, a lot of people who make a lot of money don't
One of
really.
the first meetings that I joined, I just remember Dan was in it, the OG. Like
That's who I was thinking of.
he has like 29 accounts, bro. He has like 5 virtual assistants. Like he has so much stuff, bro. Like he
Yeah.
just like he scanned around his
But
his house and he just is surrounded by computer monitors.
What I was gonna say is that like people making really decent money with it, they're not gonna go online and brag about it. They're just gonna make money because they're too busy building their businesses. So I've noticed a lot of the bigger guys just kind of go off. They don't really need to come to the meetings anymore, and they just kind of
He
make their.
looks like an innocent old man. You would never suspect him of just like owning mad stuff. Like he's just like, yeah, I'm a grandpa. Like,
Yeah, exactly. He's very humble as well. And yeah, no, there's definitely guys making a ton of money, but you will never see them on YouTube selling you a course, right? Because they're just busy on their businesses. So yeah, but don't worry. There's people making huge amounts of money with everything, including this. So Andrew Lee had to go. Sorry, I couldn't answer your question. Please DM if you have, but you're gone. Sorry. Bye. And then yeah, actually I specifically record asked for this meeting to be recorded. So when I look at my top right, it says it's recording. So hopefully we get this one uploaded and get back to uploading.
Yeah,
I know
it's
I know a lot of
recorded
people
and
yeah want it recorded. And then
yeah.
How long would it take to scale
We've
to
been
that
having
many
some
accounts?
good ones recently.
We have, and it's so sad that we haven't been able to upload them because they have just been really saucy. Like, if I was someone, I would just take them, put them in Loom, get the transcript, put it in ChatGPT, get the points, and be like, "Damn, it's sauce, right?" How long would it take to scale to that many accounts? How many accounts, Ethan? Like 5, 10, 20, 100, 10,000? 20? Yeah, probably like a year, probably like 2 years. I think you can do it in 2 years or less. You can probably do it much faster, but it comes down to your method. Like once you can create a system, right, you can just scale that system. So if you can get a system kind of set up with your VA, with how you approach things, with how you make accounts, you can scale pretty quickly. So it tends to be exponential. So I'd say the hardest account to make is your second account and your third account. And once you get to your fourth and fifth account, that's when you usually hire your VA. You kind of get your system set up, and by that it's like, how do you do your stuff? Like, well, how does your accounting work? How do you manage your VAs? How do you keep them accountable? How do you pay them? All that stuff. And then once you have that standardized, your Amazons are standardized, you have your eBay creation process standardized, you can just scale it. So like I got a friend who's working on an agency, only have 5 clients, but they're close to being in a position where they can just invite in 100, as many clients as they want, right? I'd say people with agency model tend to scale the fastest because you can just get more people on, right? And you don't need to worry about having like 50 computers in your house. I'm kind of doing a mix though. I'm at the point where I have about 10 accounts in my house, and then I'm slowly making agency accounts. I'm kind of doing both.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, what's up?
So good, so good.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jonathan. How you going? How's everything?
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.
Awesome.
Nothing,
Give me an
nothing.
update on everything.
Yeah, I joined ecom, I think, late last year. Yeah, so far so good.
Beautiful.
I did pretty good over the holiday. Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad.
So,
Yeah, no, you're able to survive and thrive. That's good.
oh yeah, yeah. I was able to hit at least 1,005 profit over the December.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's huge. Yeah, great job. Great job.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So far, in the process of kind of like moving into getting an LLC.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have one or two questions. Some of the team members have given me some heads up, but I need one or two clarity on certain things.
Of
You
course.
know, before I get a new LLC, if I have a previous eBay account that has been running, do I need to switch that eBay account details to the LLC details before I use it on eBay?
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm hearing is you have another account, but it has like personal details and you want to transfer it to your LLC details, right?
Yes, but I haven't sold on that account yet.
Yeah, I mean, because you haven't sold anything, I think you're fine to switch things around. Because if they ban you, I mean, you can pretty easily get it back. Changing info tends to be more troublesome when you've already been drop shipping on it, right? But if it's a separate account with no history on it, you have no issues, I think, just switching it over to your LLC and then going from there.
Okay, when eventually I get I switch I get the LLC.
Yeah.
So and I'm making new eBay accounts. So it has to be directly with the details of the LLC, right?
Yeah, no, I mean if you're talking about setup, I
Yeah,
don't
to
know.
set up a
Like I
new
do have
eBay.
LLCs, but like I don't like honestly, if I were you, like I would just it's completely up to you. But like the way I did it is my first two accounts don't really have an LLC. They're just personal accounts, and then the next three are an LLC. And I just made a bunch with the LLC, and then I just made another LLC, and I have more accounts under that LLC. But no, for you, I think what you're doing makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So you can switch that account under that LLC and yeah, you'll just have it match. Yeah, I agree. You want to make sure the business address on your articles of incorporation matches. That's very
Okay.
important. Yeah, that's one issue I ran into one time. And then yeah, no, I think you're good though after that.
Oh,
Especially since like
oh,
it's hard to like screw up a brand new account. They might give you they might ask for extra information or something, but usually when it's just an aged account that hasn't been touched, you can just switch it over. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So now so getting this brand new LLC now, since I'm already selling on ecom sniper, that means if I get this new LLC, am I fine with the same details I'm having on the personal account? Because I intend doing like about two accounts on the LLC.
Yeah. So you're asking if you can have the same personal details.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think you can, but at that point I'd invest in kind of spreading your accounts out through IP. And then, I personally use when I make new accounts, I do personally use like the status change method. So I don't like risk burning info right off the bat. But I would definitely like maybe invest in getting some business static IPs to have some more separation between the accounts. And then you can consider doing status change, which is basically like where you like you use like a nickname instead of your real name to avoid linking your accounts if you get banned, right? Because when you make a new account, that's when eBay is the most likely to give you a suspension.
Okay.
I can go into more detail if you want. For like the
Yes, please.
safest setup I would do, right, is to get static IPs for new accounts, right? So that if one gets banned, they're not going to immediately be linked to the other accounts. And then what I
Okay.
would do is when you make your account with the LLC, I would make a business account with the LLC, and I would just do slight variations of info to avoid linking in case you get banned. So like, instead of putting dozy, I would like put an extra E. I would do like a slight variation to basically everything except for your bank account and your phone number, right? And I would get a new phone number. So like I would get all new info and then for that account, and then I would do variations of like your name to avoid linkage. And the only reason why I do that is because eBay just bans new accounts sometimes. It's really unfortunate, but I've had too many people like my friends who I had a friend who tried to make 5 accounts, right, with him and his friend just using real info, and they just suspend them, because it's too many and they don't like it or something. So I use status change to just kind of get around that initial phase so I can warm up the account. And then they eventually ask you to make the information match, and then that's when you go in and make it match. So I can send you like some more information if you want, because it's a bit confusing to explain. Because
Please, I will appreciate that.
yeah, can you DM me on Telegram or something? I had a group chat. I just had a ton of information you can put in the GPT or something.
What's your handle on Telegram?
Yeah, it's my username right now. It's Jonathan Andriuk. Just reach out.
Okay.
I'll send everything over. And again, you don't have to do it. You can probably just use real info. A lot of people do. You just got to be
Okay.
really careful at the beginning. And because again, if you make a new account and it gets suspended for some reason, all your other accounts with the same information will also be banned. So that's what we're trying to get around. Um,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah. So
All right.
just DM me. I'll give you the info. But yeah, new IPs, new information. If you're gonna put in real info from the start, and if you're gonna use like your exact same name, personal information, I would do like a slight variation of all your info, so that you avoid burning that information if you get
Oh,
suspended.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Thank you.
again, yeah.
I have about 50 sales and I started, my first sale was January 4th.
Oh wow, that's great. No,
Yeah.
great job. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask, what companies people typically use to create an LLC? I know there
Yeah.
was LegalSim and there was another one that I had Googled.
Yeah. I used Busy.
Yeah, that was the other one.
That
I
one's a
think
bit cheaper than LegalZoom, I believe. I did a
it is.
Wyoming LLC, and then I did do a virtual address with Busy, but it's like $30 a month. So if you want to, you can make the LLC with Busy, and then you can use an alternate service like Buffalo Agents for the registered address or registered address slash agent, because they're like $6 a month, so they're a bit cheaper. But if you use Busy for the registered agent, it's like $29 a month. So it's not a huge deal. Registered agent. Yeah. So yeah, I would do Busy. And then you can do an LLC in your state, or you can do Wyoming. It actually doesn't really matter. Like for my accounts, I have Wyoming LLCs, and then I use Connecticut addresses because I live in Connecticut. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would use Busy.
Okay, thanks. Then the next question is, I went into ecomsniper. I've been listing a little bit more than 100 per day. And so now I'm starting to get lower on my credits. And so I kind of just divided the number of days left in the month and the number of credits I had by the number of credits divided by the number of days. And I only have like I think like 30 some I can list today. Is that okay to drop down from 100 to like 30 something?
Yeah, no, you can use up all the credits. I would try to get more. I believe when you attend the meetings, you get 500 credits. And then whenever you post wins to the Discord, you can get 10 credits per win. But I mean, Noyan, please mistake me if I'm wrong, but anyone that attends should be able to get some credits if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Every week, whoever joins the weekly call, they get 500 credits.
Yeah,
So
and
how
like
you're
both.
gonna get it?
Yeah.
You can go to your dashboard and post and earn, and you will post your task as a joint meeting and request for 500 credits. And every Saturday, our team will release the credits. If maybe you ask late, but yeah, every Saturday it will be released. No worries.
I thought it
Can
was
I,
300. I've been
and
requesting
that was
300.
under where do I find that to post the task?
You will get on your dashboard, ecomsniper dashboard. If you go to ecomsniper.io and on the right side, top right, you will see a button set called dashboard. And then from your left side, you will find an option. It says post and earns. And as a like extra credit income, this is a like if you join like every week, that means like 4 times a month that you can get 2,000 credits.
Oh, that's okay. And I joined last week, so is it only like immediately after you attend, or how does that work? Would I be able to get credit for last
Like
week?
here's the thing, our team have like some specific times they usually release the credits. So in the every Saturday, in any time they will release it.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then my in what is it? The tracker where we download the econ sniper tracker where we download our sales from eBay, and then it brings the Amazon on. When I first started with the tracker, it was showing like a negative amount, and then every day it went negative, and now all of a sudden it's showing positive. And I'm not sure if it's tracking correctly or not. Like my profit.
I didn't get it. Jonathan, did you get it?
No, she's asking about inconsistencies with the built-in eBay Ecom Sniper profit tracker. So I think if you go to the dashboard, there's like a tracker that she says she's having issues. Jen, I personally, sorry, I like personally just use a manual sheet, like a Google sheet. I know other people like use a software, but yeah, I haven't used the Ecom
If
Sniper.
you manually fill out an order, it doesn't track the order.
Okay, so it doesn't work.
Yes.
So if you're sitting there manually filling out orders, it's not tracking them. So you know what I mean. You'd have to do a
But
physical
yeah,
breakdown yourself. But yeah, if you're not physically clicking that button, order, no, it's not. It's not keeping a spreadsheet of it.
yeah. So in the like spreadsheet, there is two ways that you can get your data. So the first is the manual one. Also, you can do it manually. Like you have to copy the entire page of Amazon and eBay, and you can put it down on the spreadsheet. And also, when you do the auto order and the option, if you check the bookkeeping option, it will automatically save that data on your spreadsheet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I think I had gotten help when I first started because the auto order wasn't working correctly.
Mhm.
And I think it was because I had way too many addresses in my Amazon account. So it would like freeze up, and then I'd have to manually put the information in, and then the rest of the information went download into the Econ Sniper tracker. So I had to manually go and do that. So
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah,
sorry.
there's a video on the chapter 2. You can check it out.
yeah.
And if you still want
Yeah.
that, yeah.
I would watch that video, and honestly, like I do just use my own spreadsheet. Like I just take the time to just fill that out, and I have my own little calculations. It's annoying to set up, but I like having the full control over it. But there are some like
Yeah.
softwares, I think someone gave a software a long time ago that you could use. I could try to dig it up for you, but no, like I've just always
Yeah.
old school.
And then
Bro, old school is great.
Yeah, people try to clown on me for using a Google Sheet instead of like a software, but like it takes
I
like
I like a
would prefer
Google
that.
sheet.
yeah, no, people like I feel like everyone I talk to is like, oh, you got to use a CRM. It's like, come on, I don't have 100 accounts, I'm just
yeah,
trying
can
to.
you download the information from the Econ Sniper tracker?
I think I just went on to
Like
the
tax
website.
purposes or
I
anything?
I think there's like a button that says download CSV, so I think you can. I looked at mine, it was all messed up because I haven't used it at all. So I'm sure if you watch the course video that Noyon referenced in chapter 2, that'll probably clarify how to use it a lot better. If you haven't.
Okay. And then I hear you all talking about when you're setting up multiple computers with a static IP. Is
Yeah.
that when you just code or contact your internet service provider, you tell them I need a static IP, do they add that onto your existing, what is it, router or what have you? Or do you get a whole new one and then you just connect that
it's a great
computer to that one?
Most ISPs will require you to get a separate business modem. So I use Optimum, and they required me to get a new business plan. So it's like separate from my home internet.
Same thing with Spectrum. They did the same thing.
So I believe it's the same for most. I remember when I was talking to Farouk, he did AT&T, I think, and it was the same. Right? So
I'm sorry, what was the name of yours? Did you say Optimum?
I was Optimum, Caleb was Spectrum, Farouk used AT&T. All require you to get a new separate business Wi-Fi plan, and that means they're gonna come over and they're gonna install a new modem. I don't know what way they'll do it. For me, they used fiber, a fiber cable, and they just installed a brand new modem. So if you look, my screen's broken, but I have a modem over there that's like sideways. So that's a modem, and yeah, from in that thing, they give you a new Wi-Fi and you can attach on static IPs. So a fair price is like 80 to 130 bucks. So for me, I'm paying like 130 bucks a month. I think that's kind of on the higher end, honestly.
Yeah, 155.
So it varies depending on location, a lot of other factors. But for me, yeah, somewhere in that 130. Farouk got it for like 110, so like you can get a bit cheaper sometimes, but that's going to include your business Wi-Fi every month plus your static IPs. Usually you get like a block of 5 or a block of 13 or a block of 100, something like that.
Okay.
And from static IPs basically give you a way to have unlinked accounts. It's like a brand new, fresh. So like if you make a mistake, you don't ever threaten your older accounts. So you kind of can keep them secure.
Okay. And then with the static IP, let's say you didn't get banned or whatever.
Yeah.
And can you just ask them to give you a different one?
Yeah, the way I would do is I would just ask for more static IPs and then I would use my other ones. So they typically give you a block of like 5 and they'll have like a specific number that you have to configure. So like for me, like I have static IPs that are like 10 numbers, that's like their address, and the last number is 05. So I'll get a block from like 05 to 10. So 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 010. So I'll configure, let's say, like 3 computers, and I'll use 05, 06, and 07. So they're each separate. Let's say one gets banned, which did happen to me. I just don't use that static IP. I use another one because I have a lot. That's what I would do.
Okay. And then as far as like multiple phone numbers, has anybody used what do they call it? Like the prepaid cell phones or different numbers?
I personally use the $3 T-Mobile SIM card, physical SIM card that you can buy on eBay. I can dig up the link for you if you want. Do you want me to do that?
My new phone doesn't have a SIM card. That's really little.
Oh, okay. So then you would either does it have a slot for a SIM card, or is it an eSIM?
Yeah, because when I just got this phone a couple of months ago, he's like, "Oh, you don't need this thing."
Yeah, no, if it's a physical SIM, it'll have like a little pinhole you can like stick something into
it's got 2 pinholes.
Yeah, usually if you have a little pinhole, that means you have a physical SIM. So, I would say it's worth calling up, your phone provider to figure out exactly what you have. But the way I do it is like I have an iPhone 11 right now. So like I would just buy a physical SIM card and then I would just switch it out. I need to verify the new phone number. So you don't need multiple phones. You can just have one phone.
If that doesn't work though, I was thinking, those cheap little.
Yeah, you can get a cheap one. I like to buy quality because yeah. And I do actually like buy more phones because I use them to make Amazon. So I have like 4 or 5 phones now, and I just buy like little refurbished iPhone 8s off of eBay. They're like 130 bucks a piece. So I just buy one of those, and those have SIM card slots in them. And again, for 10 phone numbers, you only need one phone. You just need to be able to switch out the SIM when you use that phone number to get a passcode, which is basically all we use it for when we make an eBay account.
So really, it's just when they say, I'm going to put in, do you put the SIM card in before they send you the request?
Yeah. So like if I was making a new account, I would take this phone, I put the SIM card in I'm going to use, I would make the eBay account. They're going to ask for phone number. They're going to ask for verification. I'm going to go to my messages. I'm going to see it. I'm going to put it in, make the account, and then I'll take out the SIM card, and I'll probably need to use it again in like 2 years when my VA accidentally signs out or something like that. But it'll probably never happen again. Well, it will, but just like once a year. It's not very often.
How do you keep track of which SIM card goes with which one?
I have a Google Doc where I just track all my information for every account, and then honestly, I don't keep very good track of my Sims. That's something I need to improve on. But I'm assuming you should put them in like a plastic baggie. You can write down which eBay account they're on, and that should help you out. Yeah, whatever works for you. For me, it's the coveted spreadsheet. So
All right. And then Amazon business account. Is there a benefit to having that? And I also saw there's an Amazon business card.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Amazon business card equals get it. Is if it's the Amex business card, definitely get it.
yeah, it would be.
Actually, I have it. I don't know where I put it. Sorry, but yeah, I have it. It's a beautiful card. It's like the Prime Visa. It gives you 5% cash back. Get that card. That's a great one. Amazon Business Account is basically where you can like go to your personal account if you have an LLC, you can get it, and then you'll have like another Amazon account that's for business purchases. You have to use it in a very specific way to avoid issues though, because just based on what I've seen, they tend to not like drop shipping orders. They tend to like orders that just go to your billing address, right? Which is usually going to be your home or your business address. So I had a lot of people who just like, would place 100 orders and then it'll get banned, or they'll get canceled permanently. So I would
And
only
then
recommend it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it though. Yeah. For
okay. And then the Amazon American Express card for business. Do you use that just for your LLCs or do you use that also for your personal?
Could you repeat like or SIM card?
No, the American Express business card.
Yeah.
Do you use that just for your LLCs or do you also put it on your personal accounts?
I think when you make it, you need to make it with your LLC, and then I just use it for my business expenses and my personal expenses, honestly. I just put it all on a business card. It's better usually, I think. Because it affects your credit score less. Like I don't have very high credit limits yet on my personal cards. I just don't have the history yet. So like if you go over 30%, they ding your score and stuff. So I just
not the business prime, not the business prime, the regular. The business prime does it. Yeah, the Amazon Business Prime card, does it affect your
Yeah.
personal
I'm saying like the personal cards. Like I have a Discover It card. It's freaking,
Yeah,
like that.
I probably would. Maybe I would stay away from the personal one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I stay away because if you go over 30%, they ding you. So I like just to put everything.
If you can't get like a high limit, I would just stay away from that and just stick to the business.
Oh yeah, no, overspending like can kill your credit. Kind of just it's silly, but yeah.
But the business prime card, that would be that would be a great way to push, to propel yourself forward because
it's like one of the best ones to get, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best one to get, especially for
the best one. Yeah.
For what we do, that's like the best one to get, the business prime card.
Yeah.
Because you get the 5% cash back, and if you have like a great business experience index score, you can get like a very high limit.
Yeah.
Because I got a 20K limit for that one.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, definitely get it. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
So great. And I just had one more question.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering all of these. There was, I think it was Sammy. That I saw him. I think it was the last time he was on. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, something like that, when he was on. And he was talking about doing, or maybe it was a video that I saw. It was a video that I saw. There, he said how to on Product Hunter that you can, and he said do it on a computer, but it kind of sounded like it was something that you would do on the phone. Basically, as far as you can look at the listings and delete which ones you don't want. He said, you swipe right if you, I guess, want to keep something, you swipe left if you want to delete it. And he said by using the keys on your computer, and when I click in there, like I can't do anything. So I'm wondering if he means on your mobile app, or does anybody know?
Whoa.
What he's talking about?
Like, is this about, you said something with the Product Hunter?
Yeah, with Product Hunter. So like when you load it, when you load everything in, and you can view actually what each item is.
Yeah.
And so you can go through and be like, oh, this is this doesn't look like something I should be posting.
No, yeah, I've never done anything like that because like
I'd
at
like
scale,
to.
you're just posting so many items that's hard to keep track of everything. But yeah, no. Does anyone have any ideas? Because I've never even heard of this feature.
Wait, can you repeat the feature?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I repeat it.
So I believe I was watching a video that Sammy was talking about. And he said when you bring up Product Hunter and you run it, I know there's like if I bring up the Product Hunter, I can tell you exactly. So on Product Hunter, okay, after you search the keywords, I think there's like images that come up where you can view if it's not going to let me do it unless I actually put that in. But you can actually view the actual products. There's pictures of them and it gives
The
you
comparison.
No, not the comparison. Because at the top
I'm
on
a
the
little
left,
confused with what you mean, but
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna have to
sorry.
like do it in screenshot or something. And
Maybe
then
you could ask like Rob or someone on the Discord and kind of explain what you mean through DMs.
because like I just know in the top it'll tell you the products on the top left. It tells you products, and then it has like the comparisons if it's not got enough whatever. But there is a place
Okay.
down below where you can view.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
This
thank you.
is what you're talking about. Yeah. So after you run, after you do the title search, right? It's gonna populate all of the items on the top. Now under actions, it's gonna ask you if you want to delete that item or if you want to keep it before you transfer it to the bulk lister.
I have
That's
not seen where
that's
it
not really
asks
something
that.
you need to do. You don't really need to do that because you're processing too many items. If you try to do that, it's going to take you a long time. For example, if you run 700 titles, and out of those titles, let's just say you get like 300, items that meet your criteria. You don't want to sit there through all those 300 items and trying to figure out which one to delete because it will give you the options to delete which one you don't want to list. You don't really want to do that because once you have your criteria already met, send it to the bulk lister, and the bulk lister will do the rest.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's up?
Yeah, I've had a couple of like I think 4 INRs in the past 2 days, and the sales have just gone down from 12 to 15 to 1. That's very strange. So it's just been like 2 days now, but I'm just wondering because I don't know much about INRs. I thought as long as I'm refunding them, it should be fine. But I see on my account that the projected INR rate is 3.62 and the average is 0.16. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I need to do there.
I've had very high INR rates before. I don't know if I've ever gone to 3.6, but I've definitely been in the very high category for certain niches. So it happens, especially when you have higher volume. Getting 5 INRs in a span of 2 days can definitely happen. So I wouldn't be super worried about that. I think you did the right thing refunding them. But unfortunately, yeah, that can kind of screw up your sales. That's happened to me. And when that happens, all you can do is list more, prune, snipe, substitute, whatever's working for you. But one thing I would recommend, kind of a more advanced tip for your management, if you have VAs, or just to add this in as a task, it would be to scan your Amazon accounts for delays. Because most of the time INRs are real. It's because of a delay or something, or an issue with the package. So when you scan your Amazons in advance, going back like 5 pages, you ask the customer and say, "Hi, your order is delayed. I'm so sorry about this. I'd be happy to give you a 10% refund. Just want to let you know that it's on its way and it's going to be delivered by this date instead." Right? So something like that is, if you can do that effectively, it's going to stop most of your INRs because most of your INRs are real. It's a delay, right? It's coming after the time you said it would come. So just having that in there to assure the customer, even if you added tracking numbers, right? Just having that extra assurance is going to keep your customer more calm. They just want to feel like they're being heard and that they're in control. So I would recommend adding that function, and whether you have VAs or not, just always wherever you're going, just have that in there so that you can take care of those orders in advance. So to stop
Right.
relying. So honestly, I think you were just unlucky, and I would try to prevent more INRs in the future. That's all.
Mhm.
So
Cool. So refunding them doesn't change anything.
yeah, even like in December, like Oliver, was using tracker bots. He had tracking numbers, and he got like 10 INRs in like a week. So like he got a bunch, or like in a couple of days. So like
Mhm.
it happens. You can get really unlucky sometimes. So I don't think anything crazy happened to you. I think it just hurt your sales a bit. And I would try to prevent more INRs from happening with great customer support and letting them know when there are delays. And then just healing your account through more listing and optimization. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, one way would be to like have more sales. I listened to Caleb talk about the auction bit. I didn't fully get it. So I can run a sales event to increase sales. And what was the auctions part? I don't fully understand
The
it.
auction is to just get stuff to sell. It's just a way to get stuff to sell. And if Caleb wants to explain it more, he can. But we were talking more in the context of like an account below standard. I don't think you desperately need to do that. But what.
Yeah, it's not below standard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
you're not. I would just keep listing, and I was gonna say,
He
yeah,
might be too new. How old is his store?
his store is
um
pretty old. I think it's like 3-4 months.
no, yeah, this one's, yeah, this is the, like, it's from 2020,
He's like
but
10K 10K
converted.
10K rev a month right now, so he's like pretty warmed up too.
Okay, but what about how long you've been like in this position with like ecom sniper? Like how long you've been
Four
with
four
ecom
months.
sniper?
4 months.
July.
Oh, even
July. I
longer.
have another store as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got some skin in the game. But so the whole idea of the auction is the
Small
main
one.
concept is to bring your sell through rate up. All right.
Mhm.
So instead of waiting all the way to the end of the month to get to try to get your sell through rate. I don't know if you've ever seen that video where Sam is talking about like he already did all the deep research as far as like how your sell through rate is calculated. You should watch that video. It'll give you
Mhm.
insight on
Mhm.
why pruning work, why
Mhm.
pruning works and what is happening in the background for your sell through rate to make sense, man, or
Mhm.
for it to work to your advantage. And it's always going to be the amount of items that you sold, right? And the
Mhm.
amount of items that you got listed.
Mhm.
That's the equation that leads you to a sell through rate. So if you can put up the amount of items that you got sold when
Mhm.
your store is scanned against how many items you have listed, let's just say right after you prune, your sell through rate is going to go up and therefore you're going to be rewarded more sales. But you got to also already be doing the work, which is consistently prioritizing customer service because that's going to give you sales. Prioritizing a healthy account, right?
Mhm.
Don't run shenanigans numbers like man, price variations that doesn't make sense to eBay. Like just trying to do all these mimics to get more sales. The system is a system that's calculating, that's scanning your store, so it can tell that this is just shenanigans. Keep,
Mhm.
man, try to give your store like a system that matches, man, your that matches your traffic, and then keep that as
Mhm.
consistent as possible so you are recognized for that. That's how I for example the item not received cases that you guys are talking about. Though I got some of those and they never affect me. And in my opinion, it's because I never let my customer take control of the INR cases. I control the conversation, right?
Mhm.
I never blame the carrier or anything like that. In fact, I sympathize with the carriers. These people are working very hard, and some of them are, they're working long hours, so mistakes can happen. It's entirely my fault. I'm going to go ahead and ship you a replacement. I get positive feedback for these people. I get them to buy other stuff, multiple other stuff. And when it's when it's somebody that's returning to buy from me, like my return buyer, and they didn't see it, I get, hey, like how you doing? A whole conversation. By the way, I didn't get the item. Do you know what might happen to it? Just because we've already have a relationship where they're like, I know you didn't do some shenanigans. That's the reason I didn't get my item. I know something had to go wrong. when you've already established that with your customer, eBay can tell that. They can see that because they can read all the messages. If you handle it that way, you won't see your sale drop. But if you're just trying to get rid of the, just refunding the buyer doesn't really, it doesn't really do much because you were gonna have to give them their money back anyway. So eBay, you don't get a cookie for that. But if you handle them, especially if you can get that buyer to buy something else from you or return back to you, I think that's when your store is going to start getting past the whole idea of your matrix just drop just because somebody reported they didn't receive the item.
And Zob, I was also going to add, when someone opens an INR, before refunding them, you should definitely reach out to them. And at the very least, just like say, give them the delivery photo. That's something I always do. Hi, like Caleb was saying, just be nice to them and just kindly kind of ask, like, hey, I saw the order was delivered, and this is if the order was delivered and they still open an INR, right? You just send that to them like, hey, this order was delivered. Here's the photo. Could you try to look for it, this and that? And if they say you can't find it, say we'd be happy to do a replacement or send you a refund. And I'd say like 20, a decent chunk of the time, they'll close the INR because they can find it. Also, if you
Yeah,
have
50% of them fold if if you bring
yeah,
up especially if it has a photo.
they'll just find it, yeah, and you can show them their front door. And then you can always add like USPS, UPS tracking numbers. If it's not a TBA number, you can add that. But no, aren't you in Australia? Sorry, whatever local.
Yeah, I do have an Australian account and also a US account, so I'm managing two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's a non-Amazon number, you can just attach a local tracking number if Amazon used a local carrier. You can just attach that.
I'm using TrackerBot. I'm using TrackerBot
Yeah, but
for Australia as well.
TrackerBot will just put in the local numbers, and then all TrackerBot does is it'll change the number if it's an Amazon. So, yeah, okay, that works. So, yeah, so you're still getting them. So yeah, I think it comes down to customer support and just kind of messaging the customer first, and then trying to alert them in advance when there's a delay. Those two things.
And they can close the INR case, yeah? So can I ask them directly to close it and send a replacement? Is that
Yeah,
allowed?
you can offer that. Doesn't work every time, but like I've had plenty of INRs get closed because I was like, hey, here's the item, it got delivered. Can you try to look for it? They say no, I couldn't find it. I say, hey, I'd be happy then to maybe give you a replacement if you want to close the INR. Otherwise, I'll give you a refund. It's perfectly fine. And sometimes they'll close it and then you can send the refund. So good customer support will close a lot of cases. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, okay, that makes so much sense. Thank you for that. Also, like, I'm still wondering, like, how does the auction help the sell-through rate? Are we giving it at cost price or a really low price? Is that why it helps with the sell-through rate? Because as long as
No,
my price is low, won't it just increase the sales anyway? How's
no.
the auction helping?
So the auction, for example, if you put, let's just say you put 100 items on auction, right? You put the auction, it's going to give you 3 days, 7 days, and I think 14 days. But you pick the 7 days, right? So that's 1 week. In 1 week, right? 1 week from the time you start the auction is going to end. All of those items that you got a bid on, these items they're gonna mark as sold item because now you have to fulfill those items, right? You gotta ship those items or whatever the case may be. You gotta get those items to the whoever bid on them. So now let's just say, just for the sake of numbers, out of the 100 items you had up for auction, 25 out of those items had bid on them. So those items are now sold. Now you still have your regular stuff that are selling. Again, let's just say you had 25 items that sold throughout the day. Like, you were getting maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 items sold each day. And then that's the auction in on Sunday. Comes Monday, your account will look like now you have 50 items sold. The 25 that was the regular items you sold throughout the week, and 25 auction items that sold. So now your store will go up by 50 items sold, the 25 plus the 25 auction. That put your sell-through rate up. Because now you have more items sold compared to the amount of items you have listed. So if you had you got 50 items, you got 50 items sold now. Let's just say you only had 100 items listed. Your sell-through rate now would have been 50% because you got 50 items sold, then you got 100 listed. So and you got 50% of your items being sold. That's how the sell-through rate, what I'm saying, would get improved. Now, I'm just using basic numbers for it to make sense. There's a lot more. There's a lot more that goes into it, but that's how you would raise your sell-through rate to a certain extent, just to give you that little, boost, especially if you're using strategy like pruning, getting rid of like, listings that didn't work for the past 30 days or 31 days.
Gotcha. So, so these auction items, does getting a bid means it's sold? Because I can set a minimum price for it. If I don't get the right bid, it does, unless it's matching the minimum price. How does it get sold?
Yeah, that's the main reason you can't use that. You might not be able to use that strategy yet, is because one, Jen is going to use that strategy because Jen is trying to get an account that's in a bad spot, what I'm saying, out of that bad spot. So she is willing to actually lose money to get the sales and get the data that she's going to need to get out of the below standard. And on top of that, to get a higher sell-through rate to make more sales and continue to make more sales. If you're not in that position, then you would have to be in my position, right? My position is I have a lot of items, right? I'm reselling and I'm drop shipping. So raising my sell-through rate is not going to, like hurt me in that area because I was going to get rid of those items anyway. But if you're not in these two positions, someone else could tell you if they believe that's a good idea or not. I think in your position, you should just boost up your customer service. Start recognizing you for someone who care about your customer. That's gonna boost up your your matrix. Like a whole lot. Your sales your sales are gonna start going up because your matrix obviously is improving. I think that's the route like you should take. Answer every message, every messages, reach back to people who already sold, who already bought items from you, whether they left positive feedback or not. Especially the one that gave positive feedback, reach back to these people. Thank you, for your business. We truly appreciate you more than you know. If you have any other questions or if you need anything else that you don't find in my store, reach out. Do stuff like that for eBay to recognize you as, like not as a drop shipper, but as a business. I think that's the route you should focus on rather than the auction.
Zoab,
Right.
I hope that all
Gotcha.
helped.
Yeah, for sure. I got a couple of more questions as well.
Sure. It's rapid fire.
So I'm thinking of doing AliExpress to eBay in Australia, especially because I think the delivery time would be less. Yeah. So should I keep the location as Australia
Yeah,
or
so I did do some AliExpress. I kept the location as the US. So as
right? Okay.
But you want to do
Gotcha.
like 5-day handling time and
Mhm.
yeah, because you want a lot of time, but things don't come quicker in Australia, I think. 7 days. Yeah. So it's a bit easier.
It's closer, so it should be quicker.
Yeah, I had issues with the ecomsniper lister not working for AliExpress. Because there's a lot of negatives to AliExpress, so I get it. It's not really built for AliExpress right now. So I had to find some workarounds. But
I'm planning to do it manually because I didn't know it
Yeah,
would work
that's
even.
better. That's better, I think. Yeah, and you can do like better item research. I think that's great. And again, the way I'm actually doing it now is like if something sells a lot, I'm just gonna buy bulk and just sell it, manually.
Right. Yeah, that's the idea. I want to do some white label stuff just to
Yeah,
have like
I want to have my white label account, where I just have stuff in my basement and ship it out. So
so
I think it's
so
great.
I have so from what I know, like to make the account safer, to like do 30% sales where I'm generating like eBay labels because I'm doing two-step drop shipping on Walmart. And the guy who's handling it, that's what they're doing. 30% they print Walmart labels so as to keep the account safe. and long term. So I'm planning to apply the same approach to
Do it.
eBay.
No, that's not gonna hurt you. Definitely do it.
Yeah.
The more you do of that kind of stuff, the better.
Yeah. Okay. Just one last thing. I have a very high limit of listing in Australia. So is it okay to go past 10,000 listings? Because then I
Yeah,
don't have to.
I believe you don't even have to buy a new plan, right? You can just keep listing.
Yeah, it's like for the $24
Yeah.
plan, I can
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah, yeah.
25,000 listings.
I would keep going and I would prune, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you told me you didn't like it. I think you're okay with pruning. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I'm doing that.
yeah, good. Pruning is great because you get more bang for your buck, right? You get more higher quality of listings. So I would prune. And that'll cause you to go up slower, but I would keep listing. You know, I would list like 200 a day and prune 100 a day. So like now you're going up
Right.
100 a day. I would just keep going. Like the more
Right,
stuff you
right.
have, the more stuff that's gonna sell. Like it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, my only concern was that having so many listings, would that like is that a risk factor to go
Yeah,
beyond 10,000?
that's a great point. Because if you get a bunch of everything but everything's based on percentages, right? So you're not gonna get like a higher, you're not gonna have like exponentially more returns or cases, right? So honestly, I think mathematically you should be fine. Because maybe you're getting 4 INRs right now and that hurts you, but if you have 50K listings, maybe that's 5 times as many listings. You can get 20 INRs. It's the same thing. So it's you get you because it's the same percentage.
Yeah.
So I think you're fine. Yeah, I think you're fine. My only worry would be like a low sell-through rate. So like I definitely recommend pruning. Keep it.
Pruning, yeah. I can do that.
Right.
Also, I'm running promo ads on the Australian account. Matt helped me set it up because I think things are a bit because I wasn't really getting any sales in Australia. So since I started running the promo ads, like the pay per click, it's not I pay in any case if whether I make a sale or not. So but like the results have been good with that. So I'm planning to like keep it going. Is there because I think Cal was talking about like to keep things consistent. So does that mean like now I always have to run these promos? So because this like that's how eBay has categorized me as, that's how they are giving me sales. So like is there any disadvantage to running like these pay-per-click campaigns?
You
Because it
know,
is costing me 12 to 15%.
but if it's getting you a good ROI, I think it's a win, right? If you don't like it, then I would just stop it. There might be a dip, but it's not like they're gonna destroy your account because you stop it, right?
Right.
You can always overcome any algorithm by just having superior account skills, whether that's customer
Right.
support or just better listing strategies. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. The understanding here is you're here to make money, right? So your strategy needs to be, what I mean, very thorough. Like you need to be very strict with yourself in regards to why you're doing this and for how long you want to do this. That's the main point. When we say we don't want you to, we don't think the new people or people who's in here for the long run to like jump from different things is you must do something before you know if it's going to work. But if you're jumping from one thing to another without ever figure out what's working, that's probably not gonna, that itself is a bad plan. So that's all we're saying. So if it's working for your store and you are making money, keyword is you are making money, right? Even if it's dollar that's going, that's multiplying, right? Because that's what you're making more money, then you're good. But if you're doing a strategy and you are constantly losing money, that's how you know
then you stop. Yeah, exactly. So just be very logical, and you can always feel free to stop. If you're not
Yeah.
making money, you don't have to keep losing money.
And it needs to be part of your plan. For example, for the long, for like my first month with ecomsniper, I've always sacrificed 3 to 5 items. So there are 3 to 5 items that I just take negatives on. I accept whatever offers. I don't even care. Now I'm at a point where even when I try to do that, I still make profit.
Dude, if I fulfill 1,000 orders in a month, like I'm losing money on 100 of them. Like it's like it happens. So
So it needs to be part of the plan. It needs to be designed within your plan. If not, then the plan is working you, and that's never gonna end well.
just I wanted to say first, thank you guys for taking your time tonight. And then second off, so I want to give you an update kind of what's going on with my account, right?
Yep.
So thank God, knock on wood, everything has been pretty good. Right now I'm at like over 140,000 impressions, like almost 1,000 listing views and almost 20 sales. I have someone who wants to cancel, but I've only been doing this consistently now 100 listings every day for the past 5 days.
Wow.
So I think this is a really good start. I mean, yesterday was
So,
my
so
first slow
cool.
day, but today was like my best day. It was like $130 today.
That's so cool. Like you just started and you're like already like seeing hundreds of thousands of impressions and you're
Yeah.
like getting sales. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on now. But so I had a couple questions. So like when
Yep.
you're first starting out, you're like is it not is it a little crazy to see if I'm might be losing a little bit of money this month?
Oh no, my first month I lost money. Yeah, I lost a little bit of money. Some people lose a lot of money first month. You know, like most businesses you lose money when you start. It's perfectly fine. You're not crazy. Because you'll have your startup costs and everything and maybe it's just a bit slow. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And another question was like I need some help with my tracker or not my tracker, my auto order. Like I've been trying to auto order and it goes to like an error message. I'm
Okay,
not
interesting. So
sure.
so
Yeah.
you copy paste your auto order link in a new Chrome browser with the Amazon, right? And you get an error, right?
Well, yeah, when I get an order and I click auto order, yeah, it takes me to like a dog. Like a
Oh, okay, interesting. That means
That's Amazon.
like
You need to clear your cache.
yeah.
Sorry?
So
What
the browser you're working on.
It could be several things, okay? It could be that you need to clear your cache, which is where you go clear your browser cookies.
Okay.
It could be if you're SKU like so when you go to your manage my listings page, do your items have SKUs?
What does that mean? Sorry.
Stock keeping unit. It's like an SKU. It's a label in like your
Where do
matrix.
I look for that?
You go to manage my listings, or at the top right, you go to sell, and then you scroll down. It says manage my active listings, and then how many listings you have, and then you have
Yeah.
like send offers. When you scroll down, like one of the columns is called SKU.
I see search by title SKU.
Yeah. So do you have things there like just random letters underneath every item?
Yeah, like 350, 358, a bunch of random numbers for
Yeah,
each
like
item.
a bunch of random numbers and letters. Perfect. So you have SKU. So
Well, they're not letters, there's just only numbers, but
okay. Well, but under the SKU column, you have SKUs, right? You have
it says buy it now and then there's a bunch of numbers next to it.
Yeah, so like I'll give you the example on my account. Maybe I can share the screen. When I go to manage my active listings and scroll down, I see, the Despicable Me fart gun and then custom label SKU, SKU, QJB.
Oh, no, I don't have that.
You
No.
don't have that. So there we go. So that thing is what links your item to Amazon. So it should look like here's what one of mine looks like. Right. So that
Are you
that
sharing
thing,
screen?
no, I didn't. Let me see if I
Oh,
can.
oh,
Okay.
Give me one sec.
So you'll do this, like Hunter, as you need this queues turned on. So in order to get that, what you have to do a manual listing, and on the manual listing, you have to turn on the SKU button. It's on the C title option just below the images. Click
okay,
on
hold on.
that, and then yeah,
I'm just gonna list a book real quick, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you can list
So
you can list anything, and all Noyan's saying is that you have to go underneath the title. You have to click on the title options, and then you have to click on use custom title SKU, I think is what it's called. And then when you
yeah,
list that
yeah.
item, all future items will have the SKU automatically on. The
Wait,
SKU
so
the SKU is what links your item to Amazon. If you don't have a SKU,
yeah,
you don't have any link to Amazon. That's why you're getting the dog.
okay, so
Yes.
where do you turn on the SKU? Sorry, I'm at my title and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
yeah. So
the
you'll
book.
list a new item. You'll
C
go,
title option. You see there is a button or say
Oh
C
yeah,
title
see
options.
title
Click
options, yeah, and then click
and the
turn that
last
on. Okay.
yes,
And
yes.
there's nothing in the box though. Just leave it blank.
yeah, you don't need to put any,
Yeah, yeah. Just
yeah, you don't need to put anything.
not to put anything.
Okay,
And
I just
Just
made a listing now.
uh,
So now everything should have an SKU.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that
oh
that triggers
yes.
the software to add SKUs to all future items that you list, okay?
Okay, so I guess 800 listings I got, I won't have it, but it's not a
Yeah,
big deal.
but
I've been able to find them without. And by
yeah.
the way,
Yes.
yeah, and Noyan, I like your watch, man. What kind of watch is that?
Oh, it's a watch that I bought from like AliExpress. It's a cheaper watch. It's a
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like
I
Richard
thought
Mill.
I thought it was a real Richard Mill.
No,
I
no,
No,
it's
like
a like cheaper version of it.
Hunter, so the second part of your question, right? To
yeah.
fit the existing SKUs, you go to the old tracker. So you go to the top right to the ecomsniper logo. You scroll down to open tracker, and then you click. It's like a hidden setting, I think. You need to click on like
Yes.
you need to click on like manage my let me so I can't share my screen right now. That's something we need to
Okay, so here's the thing, Hunter. I'm sending you two videos. You will follow exactly step one by one, and then you'll
Yeah.
be good to go.
Where are you
perfect.
Yeah.
sending them to me on?
In the chat.
Okay, and also, so I need
Uh,
help because I need to connect my ecom sniper account to my new eBay, the one that I've been using. It's connected to my old one. How do I do that?
it doesn't connect. Like when you have the extension on the browser, it will automatically connect
It
it.
hasn't actually. It's been when I click
Mhm.
orders and go to all orders, it's connected to my other account, my Jco. That's not my account. The earnings are completely fucked up because this is a whole different account that I don't even use anymore.
For the
Yeah.
profit
So
for like what within ecomsniper?
Like when I go to orders and I try to see my orders through ecomsniper so I could see if I'm making profit or what type of profit.
Oh, yeah.
It's on my old account.
We talked about this earlier. There's a course video on it. It kind of can glitch up. I personally use like my own sheets and I manually record orders.
yeah, yeah. When you doesn't have this queue, it will not pull up automatically, but
That's
still
the
you
other
can
thing.
get those manually.
I wait, Noyan, I think I already did this. I think I just fixed the SKU thing. I think he already helped me with it.
There are like the next video is like how to get the older, like the
Oh,
previous listings SKUs.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you will
okay.
follow up with the stores. Yeah, still
Okay.
you can do both of them. It's good. Like
Yeah,
it's
okay.
gonna be
I'm
like good.
gonna save that for later. But
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, like so fixing my eBay, should I not I just want to see the profit, but because like so my other question was like this month has been really good so far, but Noyan, like I've been dealing with a lot of issues with my past accounts. Like my first account got
hmm
automatically limited to 25 items in March or in December 25th around Christmas.
Did you
Then
gone to below standard?
sorry?
Is your account in below standard?
No, now just let me tell you what happened though. So I had a new that account, right? Then I bought or took over an aged account, an account that's been used for a while. Then I didn't listen and I did like 200 listings my first day and I fucked that account up and it got suspended. Then I bought a new
hmm
device and created a new account and that's the one I'm using now and it's been going great. But my question
hmm
is like I feel like I'm already doing really well this month, but I just see a lot of some people, not a lot, but some people have been saying like I just wanted to know, is it normal if the first month that you buy this program and have everything, is it normal if you're not completely making profit or you're only making a little?
Yes. So in the first month, it's all about the getting the break even. Like you are used to the software and in the entire program and everything. So first month you cannot expect like $100 profit. But yes, there's a possibility that you can get if your account is perfect shape and you are doing the things correct. So as you're doing it, it's normal. As Jonathan said, like this is a real business. Every day you will like every month will not come to same. Like in the December, some people made 2,000, 3,000. Even I speak with someone who told me like he got like $4,000 in profit. Also,
Wow.
I got someone who have like $300 in profit. So it depends. Even though both of like the who got like 3,000 or $4,000 in profit, he's a new seller, and the like the other one who made like $300, he was the old user, and he's been doing this dropshipping for a long time. So it depends on the situation or account or like it's metrics. I think Jonathan, you can explain it better.
Yeah, so I mean, any real business is very normal to lose money. The harder the business, the more money you lose. So the more money you lose is actually a good thing. So like I do Shopify drop shipping and I lost so much money I had to start eBay. And eBay's been great. But like someone I know, my mentor, let's say, is a millionaire, but when he started drop shipping, he lost 36,000 bucks. So very normal to lose a lot of money. And then you learn the skills and eventually the results are there. Ecom Sniper though.
Yes.
They've created a really great formula that works for beginners to kind of get you to $1,000 a month in profit. And because there's not going to be like millions and millions of dollars immediately. Because of that, you don't have to deal with as much of the risk. So my first month with Ecom Sniper, I lost like $100. Okay. And then my second month I made like $300. My third month I made $800. My fourth month I made like 1.5K. So like it slowly goes up. It's
Okay.
very normal to lose money because it's a business. If this was easy and you
Yeah,
just made a
no.
bunch of
Yeah,
money,
yeah, of course. Yeah, there's
and
always the risk.
yeah,
There's like,
yeah.
yeah, no, I know how it works.
Just to give you some perspective, like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But yeah, another question. Just want to hear your guys' opinion on if I'm handling this right. So, this lady bought it was actually my biggest purchase, but then she said, "Oh, my daughter actually just bought this. I don't think I need it anymore. Can you cancel it?" So I canceled it. So I'm just gonna say canceled requests by buyer, right? That won't fuck anything up.
Yes, yes. Never say out of stock. You can do buyer asked to cancel. That's always the best. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna
But
go
don't
ahead.
do it over every time.
Do not do it every time. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like if buyer asks you to cancel, you can cancel. Like there is a proof that buyer asked you to cancel. And if there is sometimes that there's items but out of stock on Amazon and you're choosing that buyer asked to cancel without a reason, then you can get like a bad buyer experience. Because some buyer can report you. It happened with me as well. So like if there's a possibility, then you can ask the buyer to cancel from their end. That would be better. And if the buyer
Oh,
asks
so
you, go
should
for
I
the buyer
ask?
ask.
Should I ask her to cancel it before I cancel it?
You can do, because she asked already,
The
you can
question is,
cancel it.
how are you going to ask? Right? I think that's the key too, right? Okay. The idea is this. If you're gonna use this as a training, right?
Yeah.
Then use it as a training so that way you can just copy and paste the right thing, right? The buyer already told you that somebody purchased it already or their daughter purchased it already, right? This is your chance to work on your customer service as far as like, hey, you could mix something up and still make it sounds like the best thing with ChatGPT, right? In this case, what I would do is I would tell them to cancel because the process is a lot faster.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to cook something up with. Yeah, I'm gonna try to cook some. I already canceled it on my Amazon, but I'm gonna try to cook something up with GPT to kind of convince them to cancel it on their end because it's a lot easier, and
Keep
they'll
it.
get.
People
Huh?
don't like to read paragraphs. Keep it 2 sentences,
Very
Okay.
smart. Yeah. Do not go
right?
long. It's a huge mistake that people make. Yeah.
Okay,
You send
I'm gonna try that now, yeah, because I don't want to cancel anything, even if the buyer requested and
Yeah,
possibly
yeah, yeah.
fuck
But
up the
Hunter,
algorithm.
like if you have to cancel it, it's not gonna end your account. But
Oh.
yeah, if you can get the buyer to cancel, that's always the best. The next best would be you cancel, buyer asked to cancel. But always like try to give them an alternative, a different item option or something, just opportunities for them
Oh
to
yeah, I texted
avoid
her this.
cancellation.
I was like, let me pull it up. I said, "Hello, I can cancel it for you. Just want to make sure you're 100% sure you want to return, and I can make it happen."
Yep. Yeah, no, that works. And yeah, good customer support, it'll never hurt you.
That
So
was
yeah, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll just wait for the response tomorrow morning, and I guess if they say they want to cancel it, because I already insisted I would, I'll just cancel it on my end. I don't think it. Yeah, if you say it's not a big deal, then I'm not really gonna
Yeah,
worry.
like if you have 50 orders and you cancel one or two for buyer has to cancel, like it's not gonna kill you based on my experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
yeah,
You just shouldn't be spamming it because
oh yeah,
eventually
yeah, yeah.
it's
I
treated like a
plan.
contract. Yeah.
Hopefully, I plan never to use it. And a couple questions. Sorry.
Of
Um,
course. Yeah.
so I use Amazon a lot, right? Because I'm always ordering shit, but I always get the pictures when it's at my house. But how can I? Is there a way you can require the delivery driver to make pictures? Because so far none of these orders have pictures. So if some asshole wants to say they never got it, I feel like I'm gonna kind of be fucked if I don't have a picture, you know?
So
It
yeah,
really depends. So if it's shipped with USPS and like FedEx or like those ones, they don't take a picture of it. But the TBA, Amazon, like those ones, they do. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
really just depends on which one it gets shipped with. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, I think that's great input from Theo, and it's completely correct. So Hunter, what was I gonna say? Yeah, if it doesn't have an image, you can't make them require an image. So, if
That
if
kind
a
of sucks.
customer if a customer says it didn't come, I just we'll say like According to the tracking, it says it was delivered by the state, and if you could double check, that'd be great. And if not, I can give you a replacement or a refund. And
And when you replace and refund, how do you go about that? Because aren't you going to be losing money though?
Okay,
yeah,
this Jonathan, there
I,
seems to be a
I,
confusion about.
no, I can answer that. So yes, you'll refund him. That's fine. And then you can actually go to Amazon and get refunded for the item if you didn't know.
Oh, that's
Five
true.
orders out of 100, especially if it's a cheaper item, you can go to customer support, so chat support. You go like ask product question, say it didn't come, and even though it says delivered, right, you can go to them and say, I didn't get my item, please give me a refund. And you'll go to chat support and they'll give you a refund to
Oh,
your end.
that's right. Yeah, my friend, I don't know if you remember the guy I told you who's been helping me.
Mhm.
He actually just had that today, so I'm gonna let him know about that. But
Oh
I
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do that like 5 times out of 100. It's pretty rare. And if it's a small item, sometimes I'll just take the loss because it hurts the Amazon health account a bit, but generally like it's so rare that you can do it a few times out of
yeah,
100.
I
I'll take
hate
it on it
it's
and
it's so ridiculous. These people are so cheap. They gotta do that shit. I mean,
yeah,
eBay should have a better
Hunter,
system about that.
do
But
not do not let them get to you.
oh, I
Yeah.
won't. Trust
They're
me.
they're they're rare. By and far, most people are really pleasant, amazing people, and the people who are trying to screw you, I just say the customer is always right. And if you wanna, you can go in there and be like, oh, so we'll file a police report because it must have been stolen. Maybe that'll scare them off. But I don't
Yeah,
really try. I just like say like, okay, it must have been stolen. I can give you a refund, and then they get a refund.
yeah,
But then
and
it's a net zero for me.
yeah, and I'm nowhere near this point. But just a question. So I was talking with my tech guy, who he does a lot of tech at my house, and
Mm-hmm.
all my computers and shit. And I was telling him about what I'm doing, and I was like telling him, I'm kind of interested in getting like, possibly starting when I start my new account. He said I should get a Mac mini PC. So like, how does that work? You buy a couple mini PCs and then you start them on
Yeah,
you start a new
Mac
account on
is
the mini PCs.
Mac is pretty good, I think. They're a little bit expensive, but yeah, you would
Like
get some.
$600, yeah.
Yeah, I would get like, Windows mini PCs. They're like cheaper. But
Except I don't have window device, but I don't care if it's more expensive. If it's gonna bring in more money, then I mean
yeah,
I'm
in the long term, it'll pay itself off if you can get the account set up. It's just a Windows device will be like, maybe $100. It's a lot cheaper. But yeah, no, when you get to that point, you'll just be, usually you'll get an LLC, you'll buy some static IPs, and you'll hook up those static IPs to your mini PCs, and then you can use your LLC to make new unlinked accounts, basically.
okay.
I
And
wouldn't worry about that for a long time. First,
oh
your
yeah,
your
yeah.
goal is to get to 10K listings, be profitable for 1 to 3 months, build up a few thousand in profit. You do not want to be cash poor with eBay dropshipping.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And then also, I'm bulk now. Rupp told me to move my markup to 70, so now I'm at 70%. But now I've been listing like 100 to 200 items a day.
Uh-huh.
Is that good? Should I stay around there?
Yeah, you go like you start with the book listing, you get the item delivered to the customer, you get your first payout, and then you go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 100, and then 200, and you can just stay there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah,
As long as you get a good warm up, you're fine.
yeah, I've already delivered like 7 items and I've already got four or three,
Beautiful.
three good
Beautiful.
reviews. I
Yeah.
got a bunch of good reviews already.
Yeah, you did more than enough. Great work. Yeah. You're good.
Yes. Okay, I think that's it. I'm just gonna go ahead and listen now. But yeah, thank you
All
guys.
right. Yeah, yeah. No, 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 of course. Really happy to help.
Yeah,
Wishing you the best, man.
thank
See
you
you again.
guys.
It's like I'm at like almost like 300 sales, but I'm at like, like I said, I'm at like 160 like positive feedback, out of like 280 or 290 sales. So,
Yeah, that's great. That's great, man. That's higher than what I got to with
and it's
100%.
like, and I also, so it's like I also have like I'm not even at 300 sales, and I have 30 followers. You know what I mean? Maybe that's because I'm selling as a woman, and it's like I made her rack
You
kind of
know,
big. You know
I
what I mean?
I really
I
think
don't know. I don't know what the statistic is, but like I have people that literally flirt with me, and then will come back and buy another item the same day because of that. Like I said,
I
test
gotta
everything.
say,
Sell as a grandpa. Sell as
I,
a woman. Sell
I
as
gotta say, like I would have never thought of that, and I think it
yeah.
works. because people we live in a thirsty society, man. Like it's
Mhm.
no
Your business is just an entity. You make it whatever you want.
100%. So no, I mean just keep it up, man. It's great to see.
I see Caleb laughing over there.
So we still have quite a few people left. We just crossed the 3 hour mark. Who wants to go next? Anyone want to go?
Nah, go to sleep, bro. You killed this shit tonight. I think you covered everybody's questions. Unless you forgot, nobody.
We
I
got
don't see
quite
nobody
a
else
yeah
typing.
yeah. I mean, I'd love to go to sleep, but I mean, I want to answer everyone's questions. I still see some new people here, so if anyone wants to go, please chime in.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has been a little while. I don't know what the average meeting time is supposed to be, but like we've been going pretty late. But who anyone else want to go? I still see some people here. I'd love to try to help you out. Is
Yeah, I've been trying to get some of the I've been getting somebody messaged me. It was like, yeah, like I'm kind of shy, and I'm like, bro, just come and bring like a notepad and just listen in, even if
yeah,
you just
no,
type in the
I
chat.
know people that watch the
I'm
recording.
trying to get people that are that the people that are shy and don't say anything. Like one person's been in Ecom Sniper for I think four months, and she's like, yeah, I'm at like 53% markup, and I'm like, what? And she's
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah,
I'm hoping, when people watch the recorded meetings, they'll be like, hey, it's pretty welcoming, and then they'll come and ask the
But
question.
she saw me just typing it in Discord a bunch, and I kind of inspired her to I was like, yo, you gotta come to the meetings. That's how you would learn a
Yeah.
lot of information in a short amount of time. And most people that come in, I've invited a bunch of people, and I'm
No,
like,
no,
yo,
yeah,
just come and listen
I gotta tell you, when I started, I came to like every meeting for the first 4 months, and I say like I learned so much. Because just by being there, like you casually get exposed to all these people who are really successful, and then we had a guest speaker. We had Big Jonathan come on, like when I came into a meeting like 6 months in, and I mean, bro's got 100 accounts, so like you basically learn from the best there. He answers questions and stuff, so it's just a gem, these meetings. So I mean,
No,
this.
yeah, I've already inspired Pat too. Pat's I got Pat inspired. He's like, yo, I'm about to make 10 accounts. He saw I think a video of Caleb, and it was Caleb and I think the guy with 29 accounts, Rob or whatever his name is.
Dan?
Dan,
Yeah.
oh, Dan, yeah, Dan. It was and he saw a video of them talking. He's like, I'm about to make 20 accounts. I'm like, you're crazy, Pat, but all right, do it
Hey,
up.
you gotta dream big. So
Mhm.
so again, I'm gonna
He's like,
open
I'm not working anymore. Fuck this.
I'm gonna open the floor to anybody left who would like to ask some questions. Pretty please.
Right, where the new people at? Come on. I know you're hard to it here.
Is iPhone Lance? I'm
I
curious.
think it might be Pat.
Is that Pat? Okay. All right. Otherwise I'm gonna sit here in silence for 30 seconds. I'm gonna wait for someone to talk, but I mean, I'd love to keep talking, but except like it's already past midnight, so like I think this is like a normal time to like end the call. But
Mhm.
Noran, let me know if I'm wrong, but I mean,
No,
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 I
no,
was falling asleep
100%.
on you guys
I
last
was
week,
also seeing like
whenever
that.
that was. That last one that ran to 12, I was sitting there yawning, and I was just like, yo, I gotta go, bro. I was
last
dying.
week last week we went till almost 1 a.m. and I lost
I
my
know.
shit.
I was like, yo, I gotta
I almost
go.
lost like
Once you and Caleb took over, I'm just sitting here slowly falling asleep.
I usually wake up at like 6, 7 a.m. So like, oh, it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
me too. I'm like a late. I stay up late and
Okay,
then
no
I wake
worries,
up early,
Jonathan.
so it
If
doesn't work.
I would say like yeah, you can go. Like if anyone else or have any questions, I can take over. No worries.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would think they would want to ask, right? Like right now, and I want to try to help.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
So yeah, let's do this.
Let me ask you
I think
something,
no one
John.
have any
Yeah.
question.
Okay,
Yeah.
Caleb wants to ask
Yeah.
something.
From your accounts, right? The eBay accounts you are creating.
Yeah, tell me.
Have you ever had to put, for example, if you try to list something and you have to put the, you have to provide your information, like your ID and a selfie.
For eBay?
Yeah.
Not for eBay. Maybe to place on Amazon.
That's
so
Brian, you got one of those?
If you got one of those, I always skip the item.
You think? Oh, you think it's an item? The thing is, it's a physical item.
It's a physical item.
Yeah.
That's an overreach.
Maybe it's
That's
because
that's
it's expensive shoes.
if it's expensive, I could see why. But like most of the stuff we list by dropshipping is really cheap. So like if it's something like that, I would be losing my marbles. If it's something expensive and real, then yeah, I guess it makes sense. But I've never had to deal with that. Like that's shady, man. Like who
Yeah, I think
what
that
give what gives them the authority to ask for sensitive information to list something online? That's an overreach in my
so that's why I think that account burned because I had it's the fourth account I've been working on. You know, I've been just warming them up before I do anything. And this account, I was about to transfer this account to one of the mini PCs, and then I'm like, all right, let me list the first item, first physical item. You know what I mean? Because I already purchased like two things from off of that account, get that delivered, just trying to build that trust. And then they bust out with that, and I'm like, this account looked burned. I like
so
this account
so
is
so so use it as an indication that they didn't trust you.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really
Now,
unfortunate.
mind you, I haven't really had anything else, right? So I haven't, I didn't burn, I use a name variation. So I didn't burn any
Good.
social because I didn't put any social.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah.
I didn't burn EIN yet because I haven't had a business address yet. So the
Yeah.
goal was to create an account like, a consumer account,
Yeah.
buy a few things, get those items delivered over a 2 weeks period before I try to list a physical item. And then if that goes through and everything is good, then I would, add the business address, the business information, bank, EIN and all that. That
Yeah.
was the goal. And then the moment they pull up with that, I'm like, this account is burned.
I can give you sort of my way I make accounts right now. So like I haven't done like any sort of like huge volume yet, but like I have an LLC for every like five-ish accounts, right? So I have my second LLC and I buy an iPhone 8, which I'm gonna be using for Amazon's anyway for the mobile IP. And then I use the mobile IP on that phone, right? I get a plan for it. And I go to Safari and I go to eBay.com and I'm gonna create a business eBay account with my LLC information. But I do status change. So I make variations of everything. Oh, I made a mistake with my name, a name typo, something like that. Everything I make a variation of, right? Because they ask for a lot of information. When they ask for the business bank, where, I make another business bank, right, for that LLC, I put it in manually. I put in the accounting and routing numbers manually, and then I just make the account fully, right? I use a random address in that area of where the static IP is going to be. And then I just make the account and then I rest for a day and then I list the first item. And then it's just normal. Once I sell it and ship it out and get it delivered and get the payout, I start to list items, maybe a few, just physical items. And then after 2 weeks, I'll bring it to the computer, log in with the static IP, and then it's usually good. My last one I made, I got suspended, but it was a reactivate your account message. So I called them, and I actually know all the hacks for that now. You call them after 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, you get a polite Indian woman, and she just asks a few questions, and then you get it unsuspended. If you call
Yeah.
before 10:30 and you get an angry American old guy, you're cooked. Yeah.
You could.
So I
That's been
actually
around for the longest.
I've learned at this point. I called at 10:20 p.m. and I got an old American man and I just immediately hung up. And then I waited 20 minutes. I waited until 10:30. I called and then the person that answered was this like Indian woman with a sweet voice. Because 10:30 p.m. is 9 a.m. India.
Yeah.
And
So it's
she had
not
a
the
really
breakfast.
sweet voice. She was super nice, super sweet, and she just asked a few questions, and then I got unsuspended. And the crazy thing, right, is that the person I put on that account, because it's my second LLC, it's my mother. It's not even my name. So when she asked for my name, I said, "Oh, this is for Michelle, my mom." Right? Said my mom's name, and she said, "Well, who are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm Jonathan." And she said, "Well, how are you related to her?" I said, "Oh, I'm just her son. Do you want me to go get her?" And she was like, "No, it's fine." She was chill. She unsuspended it, right? So there's a lot more leeway when you wait for the
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
foreign
because
operators, and yeah, that's how you do it.
that makes sense. Because I tried I tried that one at first, but I didn't do any static change. I did it with because in the beginning I did all that with
Real info, I remember.
with my
Yeah.
sister. That social end up getting burned, and that EIN end up getting burned.
People come to me like, why did you status change? Again, it's like a temporary thing you do, and then once the account's warmed up, you have to change it back for taxes and everything. But it's because they screw with you, man, when you try to make multiple accounts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
here you are, you do it legit, right? And they burn you, and then you're burned permanently. It's disgusting. So like, I just feel like you have no other choice than to like just play their game a bit and try and get through just through that first month so you can get to like that 5K rev, first 2 months, whatever. So you can get that trust with them, right?
So you would probably let that account go, right? I should probably just let that guy miss her.
I would let it go, but if you get the email, I would definitely try to unsuspend it. Like if you get a reactivate your account email, like we're here to help you. That's how they say it. You can 100% get it back if you just call after 10:30 p.m. You get a nice Indian woman and she helps you out, right?
Yeah, the thing is the account is still fine. Like it didn't get suspended or anything like that. Because I back up, right?
Yeah.
When after I'm asked for the verification to put like a ID and and a selfie, I just back up. So the account is still fine. I check the email.
I would try to list something small. How about that? Try to list some small stuff.
And see if they will allow.
Yeah, just go for something really small and then just put it up for auction or put it up for buy now. Have if it doesn't sell in a few days, you can just have like maybe a friend or someone buy it and then see if that goes through. If they pay you out,
I'm gonna do that.
Do that a few times. I would still feel safe. I feel like because you told me it's like a more expensive item, that could be the reason why.
Yeah, it's like $100 shoes.
If you're not even getting an email from them, you're probably safe. Like again, like if you get a reactivate your email, all you have to do is call them. If you get a reactivate, your account email plus an MC999, you can still get it back, but they ask for more ID verification. I've dealt with that too. And then if they just give you an MC999, which happened to me, I don't know why. Just you're cooked. Yeah, it's over.
That account that I got MC99, like it was like 12 hours later. They just cooked that account.
And that's why you need to do it on the phone, right? So that you don't burn the static.
That's what I
don't
did.
want to burn the computer.
I did that on the phone, and I'm glad I did because I almost burned one of my PCs.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When it happens on your phone, you can go to settings, you can go to airplane mode, just turn it on and off, and you can try again. You don't burn your computers. You don't want to burn because eBay can determine the computers. They cannot determine they can't discern and differentiate the Mac, the Apple the devices as easily. So it's a lot better. But no, I wish you could just go to eBay and be like, hey, can I make 10 accounts? And they just let you make 10 accounts, But
man.
I understand,
That would be nice.
right? The point is that, they allow drop shipping, but the issue is all the people that abuse it and give terrible service, right? Those people are the reason why it's so hard because they want to make it really hard for those guys to make accounts, which makes it hard for us and everyone else.
We see them all the time when we try to when we're scanning products. All those guys with 94%.
Oh my God. You look at these people and it's like you're making my job harder because you're giving us a bad rep. You're giving us a bad rep.
Man, you're giving us a bad rep.
When I look at someone, they got like a 0% feedback rating and they got 8 feedback. It's like what is wrong with you? What are you doing when you wake up? You're just actually trying to sabotage us, basically.
Giving us a bad rep. We actually here. We trying to do a job here, man.
No, we're out here with 98, 99, 100% feedback ratings if you're Thea, right? And it's like, dude, we're doing a good job.
Yeah, and we can have 10, 15, 20
I'm at 99.4% feedback rating, and it's just been climbing. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Beauteous.
Yeah, but what we are saying is we can have 10, 15, 20 accounts like that. It's just a matter of copy and paste. How you do one thing often is how you do everything, right?
Yeah.
So if only these people went in the way, right? All these people that are sitting wherever they are sitting, acting good customer service, they ignoring messages, they either running with money back in the day.
The reason why drop shipping is gray hat is because of them, because it gives you the opportunity to give them a poor experience because you don't have to add tracking, right? And all this other stuff. So it's unfortunate, but I think it's fine. It increases the barrier to entry. It makes less people try it out. It makes it harder for people, like who want to make
Yeah, and
accounts.
most people quit
So
after the first ban. A lot of people quit after the first ban.
yeah, and most people quit when they see what they have to do to make more accounts. Like it's hard.
Right.
You either need to put a computer in somebody else's house, or you need to like get all this business static IP stuff. It costs money. You might still get banned. You have to figure out how to make accounts safely and overcome bans. You might need to call them, and I don't like calling people late at night. Trying to get an account back. Like my heart is pounding. So like I totally get it, but you gotta just be able to overcome that. So.
And me, I have to figure this out. Like it's entirely incorporated in my plan. My goal is to go
Uh-huh.
in. I'm going into a business suite, right? So I'm gonna have a brick and mortar,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not gonna be selling anything inside of the brick and mortar as far as like people come in to actually get it. But that's how you get a physical address. Completely get it registered with the United States Postal Service, right? It's a
Yeah.
business suite, right? I'm recognized for it. My company name is on it. And behind that company, because that's the holding company, that company owns all my other LLCs. They all end up being solid because they owned by a company that's already recognized, it's already in the system.
Nice.
You
Perfect.
see?
Oh yeah, that's exactly
My
how you
goal.
should
So
do it. Yeah.
having multiple accounts, learning the process of actually having multiple accounts, 10, 15, 20, all the way to the 100 is I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
So all of this are
Yeah.
not.
And again, then to scale, right? I don't know how many sets of LLCs you can have in one house. I'm trying to get to two right now. Right? That would even out a nice 10. For two LLCs, two modems, two business sets of static IPs. After that, you could just rinse and repeat with another LLC. You could just do it again.
Yep.
Some people, I think Reforge was maybe going to like his friend's house and then setting up something there. So that would require a lot more trust. But if you have like a family member's house, a different place, you can do it again. And the really cool thing is, again, I think Dan confirmed this, but like you don't need the account, the primary contact on the owner to be on the LLC. Like they don't have to,
Mm-mm.
and that's great.
We also give you the options to use DBA. Remember,
Yeah.
a DBA can actually have its own EIN number as well,
I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
right?
No, I mean, and again, when you get
So
more EIN numbers, you can make different accounts that are less linked, right? But like for my second
exactly.
LLC, I own the LLC, right? But it's Wyoming, so you can't see who owns it if you're eBay. And when you go
Yep.
into eBay, I made it with my mom's name. My mom's the primary contact. I'm not on the account, so it's not even linked at all to my other account. So I could go out
Exactly.
now, get my cousin, give them a third LLC I own on their accounts, and make five more, right? And
Exactly.
that's how you could basically expand this business. So one model was to do agency, except you find people you trust and you do sets of five accounts with them. So you get five accounts per person.
Exactly.
Someone
And
out there, someone out there is figuring this out, okay?
yeah,
They're,
and
they're,
when
they're
you
already
have
out there installing this plan in 20 people's homes. They're gonna have hundreds of accounts, and then they have agency accounts. And it's just there's a bajillion accounts, to be made with this. So
guess what though? Guess what? Imagine the day where you figure this out, right?
yeah.
You figure this out so well, where you could do it in a form of door to door, as if you're going to sell something like a Kirby flag.
Yeah. That
You
would
see,
be. You can get to that
and,
point though,
and
yeah.
yeah, it's the same idea. If I knock on your door and I tell you, hey, man, like, would you like to make an extra $1,000?
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
first question, right? Because it's a reverse psychology. Your first question is, oh, your mind is gonna think how.
How? Curiosity.
No
Yeah.
matter how skeptical you are,
How?
your mind is always gonna think how, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is because how is the one thing we always overestimate.
Uh-huh.
Just basic human psychology, right? We
Yeah.
overestimate how, right? That's why people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and
Totally.
they underestimate what they can do in 1 year and they overestimate what they can do in a month. All right. You come up with all this plan and you're like, this one is gonna be my month. And
Yeah.
it's not your month, and then you lose the other 11 months. However, if you had already designed a plan that would take you 1 year, but you said I'm gonna do it in 6 months, then that develop focus.
You know, I
That's
gotta
the
apply
same
that. I gotta
concept we were
apply that
doing.
because I definitely have that too, where you just don't have a strong enough plan, and you overestimate what you can do in the short term, and then you underestimate yourself in the long term. You know?
Exactly, man.
I think yeah, I think really spending some time on planning, kind of setting milestones of like when you're gonna achieve things by for the long term. Yeah, just and then having for us though, it's very structured. Like it's just a matter of making more accounts, setting up more things, creating a team. Like
And copy and paste.
I'm actually in the process though
It's
of
not difficult anymore to create an LLC, right? Just
it is
because you've
not
done it enough time now where it's like click, 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 right? So
yeah.
we try to get everything to be in the same format where we have the experience. It's just a matter of doing it. That's why I want to do 250K on my own in revenue, because my goal is to, when I need to teach somebody how to do 250K, I'm not gonna tolerate that this is not possible. If you say this is not possible, you get canceled immediately because this is not that you're in the wrong group.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm actually in the process of planning out my Miro board. You know, it's just some diagrams for how I'm gonna approach the year specifically. But like, yeah, it's important. Very good point to bring up. And yeah, no, I mean, there's someone out there figuring it out, and that just kind of fires me up. Like, there's someone out there who's already figured it out and is actively
Hey, why can't it be
scaling.
us, right?
And that can be us in 6 months. Someone else is gonna think that, and we're gonna be the ones out there doing it,
Exactly.
putting it
It's an
into
exciting,
reality.
it's really an exciting
Let,
space.
I mean, let me tell you, it keeps me up at night, man. Sometimes it's bad.
I'm telling you, man.
Like
I'm
I can't
telling
sleep.
you,
I'm
I
like
have to
thinking like,
remind myself to go to sleep.
and I just gotta sleep right now. But it's like, man, another eBay, another Amazon. I could do this tomorrow. It's like, so yeah, no, it's great. So
It's exciting, man.
I mean,
Definitely.
great as always speaking to you guys and to you,
You too,
Caleb.
man.
Wish we could talk longer, which we could, but
Yeah, man.
4:30,
I gotta hit the gun range tomorrow. Well, it's already tomorrow here, so
man.
I gotta hit the
I
stack.
respect that. I respect that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I hope you have a good session, man. Anyone else
And
have some last minute questions, last chance to get some sauce? Otherwise, we're gonna have to call it.
No,
Oh,
so set, baby.
I think we're all set. All right, Noyan,
Yep.
are you there? Do you think it's a good
Yeah.
time to call it? Okay.
Yeah. It's already late for you guys as well. And brothers, it's
Yeah.
super nice to talk with you guys, everyone. Khalid, man, you're the GOAT. Jonathan, you're the GOAT. And everyone, man, you're the best. So yeah,
appreciate
guys, so let's end it
you're the
today.
best.
You're the good man.
Oh man.
Well,
Thank you. Okay, brothers. And
All
thank
right,
you.
fellas.
Thank you for being with us.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen.
everyone. Yeah, Caleb, yeah, you wanna end it?
Yeah, man. Hey guys, listen, let's make money together, man. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the insight. Jonathan, man,
Yeah.
you're the best, dog. And keep being the best.
I love speaking with all you guys. Okay, I'll see you guys next week, and yeah, I mean, have a great week. Let's crush it and bring back some great updates next week. All right, let's crush it.
100%.
Awesome, guys.
Okay, brothers.
Bye, guys.
See you soon.
No, and I don't need to like. Do I need to manually end the
No,
meeting?
no.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
All right, bye, Noyan. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
buddy.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Later.